Oh, yeah. Happy Tuesday, everybody. Ben and Woods, 97.3 The Fan. Let's get our heads right today after a pretty ugly, fugly loss last night from the San Diego Padres. Pretty boring L. They're starting to affect my mood again, and I don't like it. I had been so zen. I think winning does that. You win a bunch of games, you feel way more zen, like the great Nuke Lelouch said. I love winning. I effing love winning. You hear what I'm saying? It's like better than losing. Yeah, it's way better than losing. Come in here in a much better mood. You're in a better mood at home. Did not like that game last night. It was dismal. It's a great word for it. Squirrely 24. But we will persevere. We will shine on, and we will carry you into the light here today on Ben and Woods. Great to be here with you. I'm Woodsy. That's Paul Reindl, the executive producer of the program. Good morning to you, Paulie.
Hey, how are you?
Doing great. Benjamin Higgins, your friendly neighborhood sports anchor, joins us as well, and he is ready to go.
I am ready to go. Like out,
leave. Yeah, we know.
Town. Yeah,
we know.
Vacation Eve.
It's vacation eve for you.
You speak as though there wasn't a World Series contender that lost 24-2 2 days ago.
I don't care about them.
6-4 loss, dismal, pathetic,
dismal.
Disheartening.
Awful.
6-4 loss. We'll talk about it, but I mean, let's not
not competitive.
What do you mean not competitive? A
Wasn't
2-run game.
competitive.
I don't think there's ever been a 2-run game in the history of baseball that could be considered non-competitive.
You just watched
It wasn't 24-2. It wasn't a great game, but
terrible.
it was not
Terrible.
non-competitive.
Not going to brightside any losses in here today. It was ugly. It was a boring game. They're a boring team right now. Well, and they're missing half of their starting lineup.
We did warn you yesterday.
It's to
that
be
you
expected.
have to lower expectations, at least temporarily.
Yeah, no doubt.
Players out.
I wanted a nice come-from-behind grit squad win. And there were some opportunities, certainly. But, no, it was just kind of, just kind of blah. If hitting balls to the shortstop, like if the shortstop position didn't exist, we win that game 75-3 yesterday. I mean, we would have dominated. If the object of baseball was to hit 6 hoppers to the shortstop, we're the 27 Yankees. They would call us Murderers Row. It was just terrible. I hated it. And it started to affect my mood. And I don't like that. I wanted to stay zen, and I didn't make it, 3 weeks? Doomer Woods is back. Cole said, yeah, I was feeling a little doomery. Well, it sucks, man. You're not getting the best version of the San Diego Padres because the whole team's banged up, and it really is a tough watch right now. But we'll figure it out today. We're going to figure it out today, and going to have a good game. I project some good things happening today. Nicky P on the bump.
I like having Nick Pivetta on the mound.
As do I. Nicky P fixes all right now. Cole says Toddy is our lifeblood right now. Yeah, I mean, he K'd up a couple times, in key situations yesterday too. No one, it's hard for one guy to carry a baseball team. It really is. You've seen it over and over in the game of baseball. It's tough. It's really tough for one guy to have to shoulder the load. But listen, live to fight another day. We're back at it today. But yeah, bottom of the order is a little bit rough right now. You just got to grind this thing out, man. You know what I was telling the guys this morning? I said, the roller coaster is fine. Let's get on the roller coaster. The win one, lose one, win one, lose one, win one. I will sign up for that right now until all the boys get back.
Not supposed to call it a roller coaster.
I know I'm not supposed to, but I'm going to call it a roller coaster because that's what I miss. I want the give me the 1-1 until all the guys get back. I'm totally fine playing 500 baseball till the guys get back.
Wow, I didn't realize you were so down in the dumps. I mean, they've lost 3 of 4.
4 of 6.
Again, they could win the next 2 and finish with a 500 road trip, and that would be fine.
Yeah, I don't want to do.
And even if they lose one of the next 2, it's not a disaster.
It's a disaster
considering where they are right now.
The stacking of the wins early was very lovely.
It was good. I mean, they needed to do it to withstand time. You're going to have times in the season like this where you're not healthy. You're on the road. Detroit, by the way, I don't know if anyone noticed, has the best record in the American League.
Yeah.
I mean, you're not expecting to go on the road series to top teams and just dominate. If that is your expectation, you are not a realistic baseball fan. I'm sorry.
Oh, did you just meet
I
me?
I know.
You just met me.
And the rest of the Padres fan base.
Yeah.
I know. I get it. And it's good to have high expectations and want your team to play well. But you also, I feel like when things don't go well for a week or so, you do have to take it in stride a little bit and understand that it's part of a long season.
I'm taking it. I don't have to like it, but I'm taking it. I'm taking it. So it's no big deal.
Yeah.
It's no big deal. I'm breezy about it. I'm so breezy. It's so cool. You're leaving on a trip tomorrow.
I am. I think I need the time off. I've been working a lot lately.
Yeah, you have been on the grind.
I'm worried about something.
What are you worried about?
Maybe this is not something I should be worried about. But for everyone out there who are loyal 97.3 The Fan listeners, tier ones, and then also loyal Channel 10 viewers, like you get home at night, flip on Channel 10. Are you getting too much of me now?
Are you talking your mom?
Well, yeah, exactly. I think there's some people out there, right, who probably do both. I would hope that a few of the tier ones, at least when they pop on the news at night, they turn on Channel 10 as opposed to the other options. I know Julian and Darnay are great, but some of you watch
Jake,
me.
Derek Nani too.
But I was anchoring the news again last night, and it's just a lot of me. I feel like I'm becoming overexposed a little bit. I mean, I was on the air in San Diego for a good 8 to 9 hours yesterday.
That's a
lot of time.
It's a lot. Yeah, you get tired of yourself. I know I do. Not you, but I get tired of myself too.
No, even I'm starting to get a little tired of myself, and I'm hoping that's only because I'm there for the entire 8 to 9 hours. I can't imagine everyone else is, but then I started wondering, what about people who are there for the entire 8 hours, who listen to our whole show, listen to the roundtable on Thursdays, turn on Channel 10 when they get home, and I'm on from 4 to 5 and 5 to 5:30 and 6 to 7 and 7 to 7:30 and 11 to 11:30 and promos during American Idol and all the game shows that we have on. It's just me popping on the screen incessantly all day long.
It sounds like you're worried. What are these people going to do without me? Instead of
that's where I thought this was going.
I'm tired of myself.
I'm just a little tired of myself, which is why I need a vacation.
You absolutely do. I want to talk about.
I will be with myself on vacation,
which is fine. You can handle yourself on vacation because no one else has to handle you. Right?
Diane says I'm not tired of you, Ben. Hello, thank you, Diane.
Thanks, Diane. Yeah, I would be interested in knowing the crossover between, the people that watch you on Channel 10 and listen to you here, and what their thoughts are. But this trip is the one that fascinates me. I was driving in this morning thinking about it. So you're flying out to Vegas, essentially.
Yeah.
But your buddy lives in Henderson.
Correct.
So, Paulie, he's got a house. Your buddy has a house there.
Right.
He has a room for you.
Yes.
You're playing at his club.
Correct.
On the house.
I mean, it's his club.
Right.
So he's,
Yes. This is.
We pay an entry fee. We split that for the tournament.
Okay. Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's a tournament that you play.
Yeah. There's an entry fee for the tournament, like a buy-in and everything. So we split that.
This is your J to the J. God dang it. Ben will definitely be handling himself on vacation. All right.
Oh my God.
I doubt it. Not in his buddy's house. I would, but you probably wouldn't.
Not.
I'd have no problem. God, just threw me off my whole shtick here as soon as I read that comment. This is your dream vacation.
It's pretty nice because there's really nothing to worry about other than just going to the golf course. They provide food while you're there.
It's a moocher's delight. That's what I came up with
range
this morning.
Balls are all set out for you. It is good.
It's a moocher's delight vacation.
Oh, yeah.
Not that you're a moocher, but I'm saying this is you and my dad would be like, well, this is great. I got a place to stay.
I mean, there are costs involved, and there are costs involved, but you're not constantly taking out your credit card for everything all day long.
Like my Vegas trip.
Yeah, on a vacation, I'd imagine that is stressful for people. That's part okay, well, just the hotel, cha-ching, and then, all right, I got to buy lunch, cha-ching, dinner, cha-ching. And it's okay, I don't have to do that all the time during this trip. We'll go out to dinner a couple times, and I will definitely treat him for the dinners because of the hosting that he's doing and everything. So
he's got a nice house.
He's really good. He's got a really nice, cool house. And we're really good because we try to always be fair, but we're not we never keep track. Keep score. We always just feel like, oh, you got that last one. It's my turn to get this one.
We just
kind of roll that way. Yeah, you're very good like that as well.
I don't like to feel like I'm not covering, my.
You overpay a little bit sometimes.
I don't like to feel like I'm not pulling my weight. Because I don't want you telling stories about your mooch friend Woodsy.
Right.
You know what I mean? So
like you tell about me.
Correct. Yeah, exactly. That's exactly. But I don't tell them to other people. I just say it on the
exactly.
say it on the air. Purple says Ben's shirt's so wrinkly.
Why is it so wrinkly?
What in the world? I did not know this.
Hopefully, if I wear it long enough, it'll.
Does it? It'll
I
fall
washed
out.
it
wearing that last night
ago, and then I folded it. No, I didn't. I folded it. I should have hung it, I guess.
So you'll play how much golf?
So there's today or tomorrow is like a 9-hole par 3 tournament.
Okay.
And then just 18 on Thursday, Friday, and 9 on Saturday. So really like competitive 45 holes.
It's a
But
lot of golf. A lot of golf.
not that for me. That's not
for you.
actually
That's
that
not
much.
that
We'll
much.
probably
Well, you probably get
we
another.
might even sneak in another round at some point because we feel like we didn't get quite enough.
Now, the last time you went on this trip, you guys
A year ago.
Yeah. You guys played Sorry and stuff at night, didn't you?
Yeah.
Battleship. Risk.
Scrabble.
What was it?
Scrabble is usually the game of choice
And for
between
money?
the two of us. We have complicated like stats that we keep in all of our games,
I'm
and
fascinated.
darts is another one we play. He's
Oh, I
got a
love
good
darts.
dartboard, so we do that.
Connect 4, also a good game.
No, it's Connect 4. It's kind of-
What kind of stats? I'm fascinated.
just like overall like competitive both between golf and Scrabble and darts, just like a running leaderboard.
Who's leading?
So this is the weird thing. We're very similar. We're very similar in all respects. He's better than me at Scrabble. He's better than me at darts. Not a ton, but he wins consistently in both of those games. If we play like golf competitions, like we do a putting contest, a chipping contest, we do something on the driving range contest, he tends to win most of the time. But when we play golf, I almost always win. Like the actual game of golf, I win that one, which is the only one he cares about.
That's the one he cares about.
That's the only one he actually cares about, and it's the one that I dominate, is the actual playing of golf.
I could beat him one-on-one in basketball, I don't know, 8 times out of 10, but he might be the world champion of horse. Like,
that's
a trick shot.
Yes.
Like, he can hit from anywhere, but he's not that great of a
player.
Right,
my buddy in all the skills competitions, he does really well at them, but ultimately in the actual game of golf, I don't know if I just manage the course really well. I beat him 9 out of 10 times when we play, just consistently.
And so do you have like we
play like a skins game between the two of us?
Do you have
money?
Do you have your stats? Do you know your stats?
He's got a spreadsheet.
That's
actually
absolutely
that keeps them. I could get it from him at some point. But yeah.
Please take a picture of it, at least while you're gone.
Yeah,
and send it over so me and Paulie can analyze it. And how many years does this thing run?
Oh, probably a decade plus.
A decade.
Yeah, that we've been. I mean, we've known each other for.
Since college.
25 years.
Yeah, I love Scott.
College,
Scott's a great dude. I'm so glad that you get to do this. This is like your dream vacation.
It is.
Yeah. That's awesome. Well, we'll miss you. We have a short show tomorrow. Paulie and I do.
Early Padres baseball tomorrow.
We're off at like 9:05.
Yeah, and I just found out you get a special guest joining you
as
well.
We have a special guest calling in. Michael King will be joining the program tomorrow. Michael the King. I'm so excited to talk to him. Want to ask him. I have so many questions to ask him. Want to ask him how he doesn't strangle umpires. When he's pitching and gets robbed on a call like he got the other night. Next pitch was a 2-run homer and out of the game.
What's up? This is Michael King.
Hi, Michael. And he's going to be having a baby soon. Well, his wife Sheila is going to be having a baby soon. Want to ask him how that's going. They're a beautiful couple, man. Hey, just a beautiful couple.
He seems like such a good.
They're
dude.
just like he's one of those guys, man, that I'm sitting every time he throws, I go, oh God, he's throwing so well. And you just hear the price going up. You can just hear it. I already saw John Heyman tweeting about how the Yankees need to bring him back when he's a free agent. I'm like, you just can't let Michael King get to that point. I mean, he feels like a Padre, for life. He's one of those guys. And I don't know where they're going to find the money to get him, but
I want him here for 6 years.
Not my problem. It's not my problem. That's not my problem to solve. You need Michael King on this team. And so I'm excited to talk to him tomorrow.
Think back to the spring training chat we had with him, and you guys were talking about the arbitration, and you're like, "What do they talk about with you in arbitration?" No, you're too nice.
He's too
you
nice.
Show up too early. You care too much.
You pitch too well.
Your smile's too good.
Yeah, your two seamers too good. So I'm excited to talk to him. Don't know. Do we know what time yet, Paulie?
Not yet. We got to wait and see what their schedule looks like in the morning. But,
we'll talk to Michael the King tomorrow, hopefully after a Padres dub today with Nicky P on the mound. Going to be Nick Pivetta against Jack Flaherty. That should be fun, but we'll miss you. We'll miss you for sure. But I know you need to get out there and gird up your loins and play some golf.
And just for
the
record, this is my first vacation of the year.
Yeah.
And I feel like this is an
appropriate
time.
Yeah, right in the middle of a losing streak. It's the best. You actually couldn't pick a better time.
I hate to even bring this up.
Oh, no.
But last year when I went on this trip, totally different team.
Yeah.
It was the weekend they got swept by the Rockies and blew that lead and everything. It was really
really fun.
bad.
Yeah, it was a fun one.
Yeah. There's not that many games when I'm gone. I mean, there's tomorrow morning, which I'm barely gone. And then there's just the one on Friday. And then I'm back. So
that's true.
I feel like there's not that much I can miss while I'm gone. This was a good time to do it with a day off on Thursday and an early game on Wednesday.
I wonder what superstar will go down while you're out of town. It's probably my guess. Who's next?
Kind of running out.
We are running out of superstars on the San Diego Padres. We'll talk about that. If you didn't see the news, Luis Arraez to the 7-day concussion protocol IL yesterday. She's going to be without our beloved Luis Arraez for a week. And they flashed the graphic on the screen last night, and I went, whew, man, it's tough for any team to overcome. So hopefully the guys can rebound today and find a way to fight one out.
All right, we will take a quick time out, but don't go anywhere. When we come back, not only will we set the menu for the program, but we will also tell you today how you can win tickets to Elton John coming to Petco Park next month. But you need to be listening for your chance to win. We'll do that after Kelly Danick's Traffic. Good morning. With Paul Reindl, Stephen Woods, I'm Ben Higgins. This is Ben Woods on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
Hey players, things are about to get real here in San Diego. Introducing the all-new Hamul Casino Resort. With a 200-room hotel tower, exciting new eats and drinks, plenty of new places to play, and a luxe spa and salon. Hello, rooftop pool and deck. It's where players can play their hearts out and enjoy all the perks that come with it. It gets real this summer at the all-new Hamul Casino Resort, the players' place. Hey players, things are about to get real here in San Diego. Introducing the all-new Hamul Casino Resort. With a 200-room hotel tower, exciting new eats and drinks, plenty of new places to play, and a luxe spa and salon.
You mentioned it in the first segment, but I don't think anyone can be surprised that the Padres placed Luis Arraez in the 7-day concussion protocol. It was almost inevitable. Inevitable.
It's also inedible.
That's amazing.
That once he, was on the field and it was reported that he was unaware of his surroundings briefly, it's really not in the Padres' hands. The concussion protocol, there's an independent doctor who makes that call based on the exam. So the Padres don't get to say, I think he's okay, he's fine. Luis Arraez doesn't get to say, I feel okay, good. I feel fine, I could play. It really is, they're going to err on the side of caution. And hopefully, according to what Mike Schultz said yesterday, he slept well, returned to San Diego, get a couple days of rest, go through some neurological tests over the next couple of days. And if all goes well, he'll be able to return on Tuesday when the Padres host the San Francisco Giants next week. So a week from today, he'll be back, and there will be no concerns at that point after he's kind of gone through a week and nothing's been wrong. But you're not going to press that. You're not going to accidentally get him back there a day or two early where, what would happen if then he took a fastball off the helmet or something, had his bell rung again. That's the last thing you want after he just, took a shot to the jaw and hit his head on the turf and, had to be obviously carted off the field, taken to the hospital, even though he seemed like he was okay and returned. You're always going to err on the side of caution. So that was not unexpected. It's the proper, prudent thing for the Padres to do.
Well, they're doing a lot of proper and prudent things right now. And again, it's April. It's April. So decent time to be proper and prudent, especially with a good amount of wins under your belt right now. Doesn't mean it's a super fun product to watch on the field right now. It's not. But listen, it's one game yesterday. It's you're just gonna have to find a way to figure it out. They tried some things yesterday, it didn't work, but this is the personnel that we have right now, and for everybody wanting to, 86, like 4 guys from the team. Well, who's next? Who's next? Who's the next guy that comes up? It's desperate when I'm getting texts from people going, we got to get Campy up here, man. We got to get Campy up here to catch and hit. And I said, yeah, man, 6th time's the charm.
There's literally
it.
There's no one else other than Campy.
He's
now.
the only one.
They brought up Mason McCoy yesterday.
Yeah.
Luis Campusano is the only player left on the 40-man roster who's healthy and not with the team. That's it. There is no one else. Now, you could drop someone off the 40-man, put someone else on a 60-day injured list, but there's no one who's really also a candidate for the 60-day injured list. I mean, you don't want to put Jake or Jackson on the 60-day injured list because then they're gone until June.
Correct.
And both of them should be back well before then, way it's trending.
Jake's the one I'm worried about. Jake,
he'd probably be the one you have to if you needed to make a move, or you have to DFA someone, which you could do. You could decide that one of your, Yuli Gurriel, Connor Joe's just not getting it done. But that's, you can't change your mind on that. Once they're gone, they're gone. So, they're very, very thin right now, obviously, in terms of personnel. And we'll talk about that. We'll get to our Padres wrap up in the next segment. Mike Schilt with some candid thoughts on.
No, they lost. It's a crap up.
It's a crap up. Padres crap up. Mike Schilt, candid thoughts on Randy Vasquez. He did not necessarily sugarcoat it as he usually does. We'll hear from the skipper, but he for once admitted, Randy didn't have it. Essentially,
that's a skipper's nightmare. I mean, it's hard to find a positive in what Randy Vasquez did yesterday. And we had said yesterday he's been, I think, by letter of the numbers. Does that make sense? By letter of the law, based on his numbers, I believe he was top 3 luckiest pitchers so far this season.
We all know that.
It kind of came back yesterday, and it did not go well for Randy. And there's nothing that Schilt
he wasn't particularly unlucky. He made his own bad luck yesterday.
Yeah, no doubt.
I'm the first one who will point out when a guy was unlucky. There was nothing unlucky yesterday. He just pitched poorly. Didn't hit any spots, didn't throw enough strikes, and when he did, he gave up hits. It was we'll talk about it coming up in the crap up next. But it is a big show today. It is the annual Ben Mocks the Draft 2025. I got my 10 picks set. Again, real prospects, but absolutely fake drafts. And it's pretty much our only draft preview coverage that you're going to get. But we'll have that for you at 7:35 this morning.
Thank God.
I don't know if you're going to. I don't know how you're going to feel about it. I know that you always say the worse it is, the better it is.
Exactly right.
I mean, I got mixed feelings on this one.
You have had mixed feelings for the last 5 years.
Some years they just come to me like just wash over me. I go, oh, this one. Oh, I got to this one. This one. This year was a little bit of a struggle for me. I'm going to admit.
You've got one foot out the door, so I'm not surprised. Like, you're going on. It's rude of us to make you do this before vacation.
I worked on most of this last week. I mean, I've been thinking about this for a while.
I can't wait.
So, and Paulie hasn't seen him yet. You haven't seen him yet. So I'm the only one who knows who the 10 picks are coming up in our Mock the Draft 2025. It's Jesse Agler, Incorporator Tuesday. Jesse will join us from Detroit at 8:35 this morning. It's one of those trips, 2 cities that they don't go to every year. It's like been a couple of years since he's been to Houston and Detroit, so we'll get his thoughts from the road, from the voice of the Padres, Jesse Agler, coming up at 8:35.
Sounds good to me.
And then regular features like Don't Do This, Take on Woods, and the Rindle Report. Plus, we have another pair of Elton John tickets to give away to the Curebound concert for Cures at Petco Park on May 9th, with proceeds going toward cancer research in San Diego. Elton John's only planned U.S. appearance this year. You can go to Ticketmaster.com for details on the show, but you can win a pair right here by listening for today's sounder, not the same as yesterday's. We got to mix it up. So make sure you listen every day to win these great tickets. So, Paulie, what's our sounder today?
All right, today's sounder, don't call right now.
Right.
But the next time you hear,
Goodbye, Norma Jean.
so that's it.
833-288-0973. Goodbye, Norma Jean.
Stoked.
One of your favorites?
One of my least favorites. Yeah. We can talk about
Elton's
it.
great, but
He's great. That song sucks.
Goodbye, no.
Goodbye, Norma Jean. Though I never knew you.
Well, what about the remix version for Princess Diana?
You can't just make the same song when new people die.
Doing
You know
the
what I
Chubby
mean?
Checker.
Yeah, you can't, like, okay, I wrote this song for Princess Diana, and that was, at the time very sweet. And then who died that he did it for again? Oh, no, he wrote it. He wrote it for
originally
Marilyn Monroe. Yeah,
and
Norma
then-
Jean.
And then
Then
Princess Diana died.
Princess Diana died. Elton, I'll just scribble some new words for Princess Di. Like who would be next? Who's next? You can't just do it for every.
Who died this week?
Who died this week? What's the guy's
Wink
name?
Martindale. died
Goodbye, Wink Martindale. Though I never knew you at all, you had the grace to hold yourself when I was watching Tic Tac Toe. Like, you can't just mix it up every time someone dies. You write a new song. You want to, if she died, to just write her a new song.
I missed it. Did Val Kilmer get a remix?
Goodbye, Val Kilmer. Though I never knew you at all, you had the grace to hold yourself when I'm watching Top Gun 2.
I wonder if Elton next month at his show at Petco will sing a song for George Foreman.
Goodbye, George Foreman. Though I never knew you at all, you had the grace to hold yourself when I'm grilling chicken patties.
He was smart enough to include the line, though I never knew you at all. So
Yeah.
it can really apply to it.
And then George was found in the nude. This makes me nuts. I love Elton John. That song is
Oh,
Like
of
a
course.
candle
His
in
Holiness.
the wind.
Can you do
What was
one
his
for Pope
name?
Francis?
Goodbye, Pope Francis. I mean, it's just, it's nuts. It's nuts. But enjoy it when you see it out at Petco Park. My wife will be so happy.
All right, that's the sounder. When you hear it, fifth caller, 833-288-0973. And you can win the tickets to Sir Elton John.
Elton John.
You're not going to get knighted with that
No.
attitude over there, Woods.
I love Elton John. Every
Of course,
song but that one.
I
And
love
that's the one where I'm like, I gotta go. I
One of
gotta
my
go to the
fa-
bathroom.
One of my favorite promos is the one where you go, Bernie, it's cramming so many
Just
words.
and you
into
can't just
every line."
cram all the words in. That was Marilyn was found in the nude. Are you sure? Should I sing it like that? Is there another? No, just do it that way. Okay. What Marilyn was found in the nude.
See, I like Candle in the Wind more than like Crocodile Rock.
Oh, Crocodile Rock sucks, dude. You're right. You're absolutely right, Paulie.
Me too.
It's so bad. I like Saturday Night's All Right for Fun.
Oh, yeah.
That's really good.
Banger.
All right.
I love Yellow Brick Road.
No, it's
That's
great song.
really
Daniel.
good.
I mean, the guys, it's Rocket Man. Like, it's going to be an epic show.
Your
Epic
song.
show. Your song? Beautiful.
Come on. Make you cry.
Beautiful. Yes. So good. So
All right,
good.
we will get to the crap up and highlights and lowlights from yesterday's 6-4 loss to the Detroit Tigers. Coming up next with Ben and Woods on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
Well, listen, while Elton's in town, I hope he gets to sample some of the best water on the planet. And that, of course, is Eco Water. Hopefully, you guys have listened to me tell you about the Eco Water system. You've got it in your home. That's what we got done a couple of years ago and couldn't be happier. Just had them out to look at the unit. The unit looks great. Everything is firing perfectly. We still get the best water right from our taps. So I feel a lot more comfortable now knowing my kids drink the best water, that we cook in the best water, they bathe in the best water. It's a total game changer. Skin feels great. Coffee tastes next level. Everybody's super happy. Everybody's all in my house. When your water's this pure, you can taste the difference. Clean water also deserves clean air. Eco Water SoCal has state-of-the-art air purification that removes 99.99% of pollutants. If you've got pets in the house and things like that, it's a no-brainer. We've got pure water, fresh air, and a happy family, all thanks to Eco Water SoCal. Get your free in-home water test today. Try the Soft Life and alkaline water for just $9.95 a month. Call 760-350-3338 or visit ecowatersocal.com. Let them know Woodsy sent you. Not everything in life should be hard, especially your water, keeping it soft since 1925.
Hey players, things are about to get real here in San Diego. Introducing the all-new Jamul Casino Resort. With a 200-room hotel tower, exciting new eats and drinks, plenty of new places to play, and a luxe spa and salon. Hello, rooftop pool and deck. It's where players can play their hearts out and enjoy all the perks that come with it. It gets real this summer at the all-new Jamul Casino Resort, the players' place.
All right, Ben Doomer Woods with you here on a Tuesday morning.
I'm better now. I'm over it.
Are you a little bit better?
Yeah,
that's good.
It's over it. Turn the page.
It's a long season.
Got it out of your system.
Yeah, it was just ugly.
I don't know. What do you, before we get to the crap up, do you believe in the Tigers? They have the best record in the American League right now.
Yeah,
they're like the Padres. They're fairly injury riddled at the moment. They're missing a bunch of guys. But finding ways, they don't hit a lot of home runs, but they grind out their at-bats.
The bullpen looked really good.
Did it to Randy Vasquez. They got a good-looking bullpen.
Yeah.
They're probably the closest equivalent in the American League to what the Padres are, who have the best record in the National League, tied for it, just like the Tigers do.
They're younger. I mean, they're a younger team.
They're a younger team.
Young, hungry players. Kerry Carpenter's really, really good. Torkelson's coming into his own finally. It's good to see for him.
Picked up a veteran in Gleyber Torres in the offseason.
A couple knocks yesterday for Gleyber. They've got a good squad. They got a good manager. They got a good bullpen, and they find ways to win games. And they showed that yesterday.
They're not scary though.
They're not.
They don't scarier.
They don't strike fear into you.
Right.
There's a couple of guys where you're like, all right, I mean, don't hang on to Torque. He's going to put it, 400 feet. But other than that, man, they're guys that are up there grinding it out. Riley Gaines. I mean, Green. Sorry, good players. But again, they don't strike a lot of fear into you. I really thought, and they still might. I really thought this is a good team to go out and take 2 of 3 from.
Their pitching staff does, especially at the top, which the Padres are missing most of those guys. So.
Yeah, they're missing most of those guys, but you are getting that bullpen right now, which I think they said yesterday best in the American League, if I'm not mistaken, on the broadcast. So, and they showed it. They came out, pounded the zone, big dudes too. I mean, everybody's out there 6'5", just squirting gas.
Which means
I think both things can be true. The American League, not that great
right.
so far.
That's true.
And the Tigers, pretty good team.
Yeah.
Which means you want to get a lead. You don't want to have to, rely on a comeback against a tough bullpen. So maybe Nick Pivetta, keep that in mind. Need a good start today. We will go through yesterday's game. We got the highlights coming up after a check of traffic here on 97.3 The Fan.
From the 855 Get Ross Traffic Center, protecting San Diego after accidents or injury, here's Kelly Danick.
Traffic is sponsored by Islands Restaurant. Starting to get a little busier on our roads. Hit and run crash reported on northbound 15 past Friars Road. It's in the center divide. Also, North 5 coastline just past the racetrack. Watch out for some blue tarp across lanes. And got this accident on the southbound side of the 5 in the Camp Pendleton area, just past Las Pulgas. Vehicle hit the center divide. Ready for a delicious escape? The new Islands Restaurant's $10 protein bowls are your ticket. Packed with over 40 grams of protein and stacked with fresh ingredients. They're only here for a limited time, so enjoy one today. Visit islandsrestaurants.com. I'm Kelly Danick with Ben and Wood, San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
It's a shame if they lose.
You got a problem.
Oh, a shame indeed.
I couldn't agree more.
Here are the lowlights from yesterday's game.
What the heck happened?
Are you kidding me?
Can't even believe it.
It's the Padres
Crap up.
presented by Hamul Casino. Things are about to get real with the all-new Hamul Casino Resort. With gorgeous rooms and exciting new eats and drinks. It gets real this summer at Hamul Casino Resort, the player's place.
We'll give it 16 minutes of salt, and then we'll, get back on the bump and figure it out.
Pitch, Ornelas hits a ground ball to shortstop, charged by Sweeney. To second is just in time. On to first and safe as Ornelas beats out the would-have-been double play. Fernando crosses the plate. Padres take a 1-0 lead. 3-2 ripped down the right field line. That is a fair ball. Going to bounce a couple of times and hit off the fence in the corner. Torres is going to be waved at third base. Fernando's throw comes into Iglesias. He cannot make a relay to the plate. And McKinstry standing at third base with an RBI triple as the Tigers have tied it 1-1 here in the first. It's the 1-0. Keith hits it hard on the ground. One hop to Iglesias. Eats him up. Hits off the glove into right field. And McKinstry will come in to score the go-ahead run. Fernando chops it to third base, charged by Young. Only play is to first. That'll tie the game as Iglesias crosses the plate. Fernando puts the ball in play, and we are back to square one. 2-2 here in the second. 2-1 pitch, muscled into center field. That'll drop down for a base hit. Baez can jog home. An RBI single for Nito. And now it's the Tigers back in front, 3-2 first time. Swings here, hits it sharply up the middle into right center and a base hit. Nito rumbling around third. He'll come in to score. Fernando sends it into second base. An RBI single for Green, and the Tiger lead is now 4-2. 2-2 pitch is lined up the middle into center to base hit. Young has scored. Sweeney's on his way. He's going to score without a throw. A 2-run single for Gleyber Torres, and the Tigers now lead 6-2. Now the 1-0. Sheets swings, hits it in the air to left field pretty deep. Green going back, still going back. He is on the warning track at the wall. He leaps up, and it's going to go. A home run the other way for Gavin Sheets. His third of the year, and the Padres get one. It's 6-3 here in the fifth. 2-2. Gonzalez hits it on the ground through the right side and a base hit. Manny will come in to score. An RBI single for Oscar Gonzalez. And now a 2-run game as the throw gets away on the infield. And Gonzalez going to be out at second. 1-2 again from Vest. And Fernando swings and misses strike 3. And the ball game is over. Vest a 1-2-3 ninth inning as he picks up his second save of the year. And the Tigers take game 1 here tonight by a final of 6-4.
Yeah, definitely couldn't get a feel for his pitches tonight. Whatever reason, no real rhythm to what he was doing. The walks, hit by pitch, traffic early. And he just wasn't able to, like I said, getting any kind of something going, any kind of pitches going. Him and Marty were trying a little bit of everything. We just couldn't get his rhythm going.
That's about as honest of an assessment as you're going to get from Mike Schilt. Randy Vasquez just didn't have it yesterday. 2 innings, charged with 6 runs. And that was that for the San Diego Padres as they dropped the opener to a 3-game series, 6-4. I don't know what you saw from Randy Vasquez. To me, what the Tigers did well against him, they got him deep into counts. Mm-hmm. And, when you get to those 3-2 counts and he's got to throw a strike, it's not a good situation for Randy Vasquez. He just doesn't have good enough swing and miss stuff. And if you can't get him to chase or you can't get him to hit a weak grounder in the first 2 or 3 pitches of an at-bat, all of a sudden, I feel like the advantage switches over to the batter against Randy Vasquez. When he is on, he's only throwing 3 or 4 pitches to each batter. He's getting early ground balls. Some will be hits. He's never going to, probably throw a no-hitter because he gets a lot of contact. But that's good. You want him to get those ground balls. And eventually gets a double play, gets out of the inning. The at-bats against the Tigers, it was like, all right, he fell behind a couple of times. Even when he got ahead, they'd foul off some pitches. Eventually, they get it 2-2, 3-2. And Randy's got to come in, or he doesn't, and he walks them. And they just put together good at-bats against Randy Vasquez. It was impressive by the Tigers.
Yeah, no doubt. And we didn't. I think that's the other thing I want to talk about is the chance to really, really knock their starter out early and did not have that ability to deliver that kind of kill shot, if you will, right?
Well, first inning, it was right away. And congratulations to Tirso Ornelas, got his first MLB run batted in, but it was just a weak grounder, beating it out at first to avoid the double play, and the Padres had to settle for the 1 run. No big innings, big crooked numbers for the Padres.
Yeah, but again, the ability to do that. I thought, Toddy starting out with a hit. Gavin Sheets, what did he do? I think he flied out. Manny with a great AB to walk. You had a chance early to really rattle that kid. And then he ended up settling in, and you had some bad base running, some kind of over aggressive base running by Oscar. But again, nice job by Oscar getting that knock, driving in a run. But it's 1 step forward, 2 steps back a little bit right now. They're pressing a little bit right now, and I think everybody's trying to do a little bit too much because you look around, Benny, and you've got a lot of bench guys that are now your everyday starters because of all the injuries. So hey, man, again, just got to try to weather the storm till Jackson gets back. Till Crony gets back, till Arise gets back, Darvish gets back. I mean, they're weathering a few of these storms. There's a lot of things coming at them right now. But they were in it. They lost by 2. But yeah, they didn't have a base runner. I think till after the 5th. Is that right? Yeah.
After Oscar Gonzalez got thrown out at second base, I think they had 1 base runner the rest of the game.
Yeah, Gavin Sheets has been great, man. We lobbied yesterday to have him just in the lineup every day. He's going to be at the top of the order until Arise gets back. But he's been a revelation. It was a wind-aided home run, certainly. He yacked it up in the air and it blew its way out. But man, you'll take that right now. He's the only guy slugging right now. I mean, Nando did not have his best game yesterday, certainly, but he can't do it all every single night. Other guys got to step up.
Alex asks, why did Schild pinch hit Connor Joe for Tirso Ornelas in the 5th inning?
I saw this a lot, too, on Twitter yesterday. So the only thing I can think of is this, Alex. I think the lefty-lefty matchup is something that managers, no matter who they are, I just feel like that's something that needs to be earned a little bit. Now, how do you earn it without getting opportunity? Therein lies the problem. So here's the thing with
it's not like he pinch hit for Gavin Sheets with Connor Joe.
Right.
Tirso Ornelas is a 0 career average.
He's got 3 ABs.
Yeah, I mean, you're acting as though that they took out some superstar in favor of Connor Joe because of the matchups. Tirso Ornelas has proved nothing on the big league level. 0.
But how do you
Connor Joe is a much more accomplished big league player than Tirso Ornelas.
How do you prove
that's an easy call for Mike Schild?
How do you prove it's a safe call? Is what it is. It's very safe.
It's the right call. It's absolutely the right call in that situation. You need a base runner. You're trying to get back into the game. Connor Joe gets on base. That's what he has done in his career. He walks.
He hasn't yet.
And he hasn't done it this year.
Right.
Neither is Tirso Ornelas, though. I mean, what makes you think that Tirso Ornelas is going to come through better than Connor Joe in that
we've
situation?
seen Connor Joe.
Six
at bats.
6 at bats.
8 at bats, 7 at bats.
I think, but I'm just telling you, that's the
logic. We saw him in spring training. He looked pretty good.
It's a safe
He was
move.
getting on base.
It's safe. It's a safe move. They had a lefty. I countered with a righty. That's standard. It's standard.
It's the right move.
Yeah. Again, though, like it's the 5th inning. It's the 5th inning of the game. I think what they're saying is, and I don't know that I agree, what they're saying is why not give the kid a chance to hit off of a lefty at the big league level? It's not, he's going to have to hit off lefties at some
Eventually,
point.
I'm fine with that. I'd like to see him, hit off a righty at some point first before we're adding to the challenge and get him hitting off a lefty.
Yeah, I mean, and as far as Connor Joe goes, Zachary makes a good point. Nobody wants to hear it, but he started one game. He's had regular at-bats in one game. Other than that, he's coming off the bench. I want it for Connor Joe as well, but if he's not going to get the job done, at some point you got to find somebody that will. It's funny. I actually, Luis says, why is Ben a Tirso hater? He's not a Tirso hater at all. It's managers are going to make moves that they can explain, and that's easily explainable. Easily. They brought in a lefty. I countered with a righty, guys.
If
this
they
isn't
left
rocket
Tirso
science.
in and he had struck out.
Anyone
I would
saying,
be asking, why didn't you pinch hit Connor Joe for him in that situation? That's why you have him on the team.
That's what I'm saying. Is I don't know that you would have pounded your fist saying, "Dang it, we had Connor Joe sitting right there." You know what I mean? Now, you could actually make the argument that may have been a better spot for Yuli Gurriel with a lot more experience off an inexperienced left-handed reliever. Maybe that was the spot for Yuli, right? Maybe that was a better spot than in the 9th, because that's what you brought him here to do is hit, and he's hit not much, but he's hit more than Connor. But again, Connor does deserve regular ABs right now with all these guys injured, especially against the lefty. I just don't know when that time is going to come.
Did have some positives yesterday, including some news off the field. We can get to that coming up in our second hour. Also have Don't Do This, and Ben mocks the draft. All ahead. Don't go anywhere. Tier 1s, it's Ben and Woods on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
You're getting upset in here.
I'm not upset.
You're upset.
I just don't. I don't think I'm being mean. It sounds mean, but right now the bottom of the Padres order 6, 7, 8, 9, and there are guys. So there are guys.
We love them.
We love them. We're pulling for them. But essentially, the concept of WAR, wins above replacement. That means, what do you provide more than just a replacement level player?
Correct.
They're all just replacement level players. There are replacement level players. There are guys, but you could wipe them all out, bring in 4 other guys, and essentially not much is going to change. Connor Joe, Tirso Ornelas, bring up Aggie, throw in Yuli, whatever. They're just roster filler right now at the end of the Padres roster.
Yeah, it's tough. It's tough when your roster filler bench pieces are your starters. It just because of injury, it's tough. It's really, really tough.
I was thinking during that last segment, I'm like, we're really arguing about Connor Joe versus Tirso Ornelas.
Yeah, and the thing that again,
is that where we're at right now?
I'm not trying to be a jerk either, but I got literally my phone's blowing up. We got to get Campy up here, and I'm like, Campy, Luis Camposano. He of the 40
replacement level catcher.
He of the 45 chances to produce at the big league level.
And there are no non-replacement level players available. I see people. JD Martinez is still out there. Where's David Peralta? I mean, maybe
David Peralta's on TikTok. That's what he's doing every day.
Maybe there's a move. I mean, eventually, hopefully, there's a move, a trade at the deadline where you can bring in a non-replacement level player to perhaps, take some DH at bats or some left field at bats. But right now, especially with the injuries, the bottom of the Padres order is filled with replacement level guys. They could essentially just be wearing blank uniforms on the back. Some of them are right-handed, some of them are left-handed. So your only advantage is the matchups. And when you get a lefty reliever in there, put one of your righty replacement level players in to hit. When there's a righty coming in, put in one of your lefties to hit. It's the only thing Mike Schilt can do at the bottom of his order right now.
That's it.
If he's counting on Connor Joe or Tirso Ornelas to somehow break out and become stars, it's really not going to happen. They've already kind of hit the lottery with Gavin Sheets so far this year. That's an incredible win for the Padres because if and when they get healthy, a lineup of Tatis, Arise, Machado, Merrill, Bogarts, Cronenworth, Sheets is now looking like a really formidable top 7.
No doubt.
But, and that's something that I think the Padres can contend for a World Series.
Yes.
With that lineup, maybe you pick up one more guy as your 8 hitter. The catchers keep doing what they're doing, which is fine. What they've been, at the 9 hole, you've got a World Series potential roster there if you get healthy. But right now, you got half a lineup.
You got half a lineup.
Barely half a lineup right now.
You got a top 4.
And there's nothing you can do about it in the short term. There's really nothing. You just hope one of them gets hot because even replacement level players get hot occasionally. So maybe Tirso gets hot. Maybe Connor Joe gets hot. Maybe Yuli gets hot. And then you play them a little bit more until your regulars come back. And then those guys go back to the bench or back to AAA where replacement level players belong.
Got Mason McCoy now.
Yeah. Guess what? Replacement player. That's what they all are.
That's it, man. It's hard. And I get it. It's a tough watch. It really is. You don't get a base runner on after the 5th inning. And, again, credit to Detroit's bullpen, certainly. But, I mean, it makes the top of the order feel like they have to do it all. And I think, in essence, Ben, they do. I really, really feel like they do need to do it all right now.
And credit to the Padres bullpen, which pitched 6 more shutout innings. Yep. Logan Gillespie gave up a couple of inherited runners, but 2 2/3 from Gillespie, 1 1/3 from Wandy, 2 innings from Yuki. They didn't win that game, but they kept the team in it. So if they did run into a ball at some point, they could have won that game. More importantly, though, they've set them up for the next 2 games with the back ends of their bullpen. They didn't have to dip into any of the top guys.
Oh, yeah.
They allowed them to take a day off. Yes, it's a loss, but it's one of those small victories in a loss that helps you over the course of a 162 game season.
No doubt.
The bullpen's just been absolutely fantastic.
They have. They've been great. And Gillespie did everything he needed to do yesterday. Yuki, I thought, was really, really good as well. But now you have a very rested Estrada, a rested Adam, a rested Suarez, a rested Jacob, arrested Morejon, and Wandy threw 13 pitches yesterday. So you like your chances in the next two, at least. If Pivetta can keep you in there today, you've got all the arsenal available.
And how about Gillespie? Hadn't pitched in 15 days.
Yeah.
You have no idea when you're going to be used. You're sitting out there rotting in the bullpen for 2 weeks going, this team doesn't need me at all. And then when they needed him, came out and threw 2 2/3 decent innings for this team.
John says, at this point, Campy may be our best option at catcher. We have 2 older and lazy catchers. I've never seen professional catchers drop so many pitches or backhand pitches instead of blocking them. Have you ever watched Luis Campusano catch? He is the catcher that last week at AAA allowed 3 runners to score on a walk. Just so you guys know, I'm not a Campy hater, but I'm tired of the, hey, man, get him here. Like,
if Campy comes
we've
back,
seen him
it's
so much.
Right-handed DH.
He is a right-handed DH. Maybe we'll play an inning or 2 at first.
I mean, they're not going to come out and say it, but I don't think Mike Schilt trusts Luis Campusano behind the plate.
Not even a little.
I don't think he's earned it, and he's going to go with his veterans as long as they're healthy and on the roster.
No
I
question.
think Campusano has caught his last game for the Padres.
I do
He may
too.
have played his last game for the Major League San Diego Padres.
I mean, again, if Mason
I don't know if there's a
McCoy,
trade coming or not.
if you
but-
need a right-handed power bat, because I know they said, well, we're bringing up McCoy because we need an infielder. We don't really need a third baseman. I mean, I guess if you want to get a guy off his feet for a day in Manny, Xander, or Iglesias, fine. That's what Mason McCoy's for. But if you needed a right-handed power bat, and Campy, once again, is tearing it up in AAA as he always does, if he comes up and mashes, great. I want it for him. I appreciate all the struggles he's been through with his mental health, all that. I like Luis Campusano, but he's not some key to unlocking the Padres season. I don't think.
He's also not an unknown, like an up and comer that we haven't seen a ton of. Like, he's had plenty of opportunities.
And I think again, like Gabriel says, I think our catching it's not been perfect. It's not, but it's been okay. Like Diaz and Michael King work really, really
They've
well
already
together.
thrown out more runners than
runners. I know.
Last year,
I know.
There've been obviously some ragged moments, but it's not been. What I was worried is the catcher would be just an absolute black hole, and it hasn't been. It has not been. Even offensively, it has not been. I don't think Mason McCoy is a guy that. I don't think Mike Schultz going to be working to get him maybes or he may not play at all if they don't need him. If no one else, no one stubs a toe and he has to go in and play the infield. If they don't run down to the last man on the roster pinch hitting one day, he may be here for a week and never see the field.
But again, you think about Manny fouling 2 balls off,
but you need someone
the inner foot, right? And if you needed to get him off his feet for a day, you could put McCoy at second.
You could.
And put Iglesias at third. If Manny needs to sit, I imagine he would be DHing though. Does not like to come out of the lineup. Can't afford to have him out of the lineup right now. And that's the other thing is when your whole team's banged up, guys like Toddy, guys like Manny, guys like Xander, they need to be playing every single day, and they know that.
Toddy, congratulations! Fernando Tatis Jr. named the NL Player of the Week yesterday. Tatis going 9 for 24. With a 483 on base percentage, a 958 slugging percentage, a 1441 OPS, 4 homers, 7 runs batted in, and I think most impressively, well, the 4 home runs was most impressively. Second most impressively, 5 walks last week. What has really changed about his game, willing to take his base on balls, get on base, the on base percentage that has skyrocketed. Just good at bats consistently. And hey, you put together a few player of the weeks over the course of the year, all of a sudden you are in the conversation and maybe at the top of the conversation for the National League Most Valuable Player Award at the end of the season.
No question. And he's got to keep it going. He needs to really win it again. A
few more times. This week would be another good one. He only had the 1 hit yesterday, did extend his streak, longest streak of his career, now reaching base, 22 straight games to start the season, longest streak in Major League Baseball right now as well. He's consistently getting on and scoring runs.
Yeah.
I think when he scored in the first inning, that was the 4th straight run he had scored for the Padres because he scored all 3 runs on Sunday and then scored again in the first inning.
I think he scored the last 6. Is that right?
Is that what he got to?
I think that's what somebody in the chat just said. Yeah, man. I mean, look, it's got to be tempting, right? Like, it's got to be tempting to be like, oh my God, he's on such a. When's the last time he's come up with somebody on base? Feels like never because the bottom's not getting on right now.
That's the argument that he shouldn't be in the leadoff spot because he keeps coming up and hitting solo home runs when he hits them because no one's on in front of him with that bottom of the lineup.
I know. And of course you're tempted. You're like, no, why don't I just put him in the 3-hole? see if somebody Sheets can get on in front of him, and then he's got a chance at a 3-run homer. But I think right now you don't mess with it. He's doing too much from the leadoff spot. He loves hitting leadoff. I'm fine with it. Absolutely fine with it.
We will
get guys on.
We'll talk more Padres baseball coming up. Jesse Agler, Padres play-by-play voice, will join us at 8:35 from Detroit as he gets ready to call today's game 2 of the series. Again, another 3:40 start and 2:40 Eco Water SoCal pregame show with Sam Levitt. Nick Pivetta on the mound against Jack Flaherty. Haven't seen Jack since the NLDS last year against the Los Angeles Dodgers.
Didn't miss him at all.
No.
Well, I haven't missed him a bit.
The kind of one of the surprise signings of the offseason in that his return to Detroit, I think, was a little unexpected for people. But
yeah, I mean, he really wanted to be back with the Dodgers, and they had other plans, and so he's I guess you kind of settled for Detroit. It was the opportunity there, and he's familiar there, and it's pitched well. He's pitched well since he's been back.
It did feel like a bit of a settle.
It did.
That was a good word for it.
He was openly lobbying to go back to LA.
Right. But when that wasn't an option, he looked around and went, well, if the money's about the same, I'm comfortable, been there in Detroit before, might as well make it a kind of a happy homecoming. And they got a decent team, obviously, and a deep pitching staff. And he feels like probably has a chance to make the postseason, and absolutely does with the Detroit Tigers. So that's your matchup for today's game, and we'll talk about it more with Jesse Agler coming up at 8:35.
There is one thing that people are talking. They're talking about, why are we continuing to put the catcher in the 9-hole? It just like clogs. You know what I mean? Like, put the catcher in the 8, put a Tyler Wade in the 9, maybe with somebody a little speed, double leadoff type situation. It does seem to clog every time we get to Diaz or Maldonado.
They did put Connor Joe in the one start in the 9,
yeah.
Which I like that idea.
I did too.
And I wouldn't mind seeing that more. And with, both Diaz and Maldonado hitting some line drives. I mean, I wouldn't mind them moving up to the 8 spot.
Yeah.
Actually, I think that's probably something Mike Schultz should do.
Kind of an easy fix there.
All right. We'll take a timeout. When we come back, don't do this. Nico Harrison's not quite at Hall of Fame. Don't do this levels, but my goodness gracious, he is certainly making a nice run for DDT MVP in the first half of 2025.
Yeah, why does he do a press conference every single day about this horror? Every day I put on Twitter, I look at Twitter, he's on there.
Somehow makes it worse.
Every time.
Every
single time it's worse.
Makes it worse.
Oh, and I've got some very, very upset Aztecs football fans.
Oh, nice. All right, we'll get to that coming up after a check of traffic. Ben Woods on 97.3 The Fan.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. GEGE 0000466. For a full list of games and rules, play at 7 Mile Casino. Visit 7milecasino.com.
I'm making my trip, Las Vegas, Henderson, but honestly, I've been to the card rooms there, and it's such a hassle now to even go there, in the parking, they charge you for parking, and now at all those casinos. I'd rather just make the short trip down to 7 Mile Casino when I play cards, Texas Hold'em, sit down at one of their great tables. It really is an unmatched experience if you were a card player.
Yeah, buddy, every single time. Yeah, you go to 7 Mile Casino, you park, you walk right in, right? It's not a huge place. It's big enough to where you don't feel like you're in some back alley room. It's bright, it's airy, it's cool. They got a great bar area, got a phenomenal patio area out there as well. If you've been there, then you know. But go check out some California-style blackjack, some Texas Hold'em, some Pai Gow, some Baccarat in a smoke-free environment with no slot machines, which is also a plus.
You don't have to drive way out into the East County. You don't have to drive 6 hours to Nevada. None of that. It's just a short trip down the 5 freeway. Get off. Stay on the west side, Bay Boulevard in Chula Vista. 7 Mile Casino, just 7 minutes from downtown.
Hey players, things are about to get real here in San Diego. Introducing the all-new Hamul Casino Resort. With a 200-room hotel tower, exciting new eats and drinks, plenty of new places to play, and a luxe spa and salon. Hello, rooftop pool and deck. It's where players can play their hearts out and enjoy all the perks that come with it. It gets real this summer at the all-new Hamul Casino Resort, the players' place.
Ben mocks the draft. He's only about 15 minutes away. Don't go anywhere. First, don't do this, is brought to you by Trust and Will.
Don't.
Leave your entire estate, house, kids, and life savings up to chance if and when you die.
Do.
Set up a Trust or Will online at trustandwill.com. This is a lot more affordable than you think. Visit trustandwill.com for more info. You ever get into an argument with your significant other?
Never once.
And I'm speaking mostly to the guys out there.
Never
and
once.
You feel like, okay, I can fix this. I know exactly what to say. I can fix this. I'm gonna say the right words. I'm gonna smooth it. I'm gonna explain myself, and people shall understand where I'm coming from, and everything will be fine. And then you say it, and you make it worse. And then you think, okay, all right, now I'm in the doghouse. And then the next day, you think, okay, I said it wrong yesterday. I'm going to fix this. I'm going to say the right thing. And then you try again, and you make it even worse. And it's like, oh, I should have just not said anything.
Yeah, she's just wear it.
That's Nico Harrison, general manager of the Dallas Mavericks, who is now held multiple interviews, news conferences, private sessions with the media.
Maybe you stop talking about it.
Trying to explain the Luka Doncic trade. And every time, somehow, it seems to get worse. Yesterday was the end of season. The Mavs eliminated from the play-in tournament, so they're done for the year. So exit interviews, got the media, and, they're still asking questions about the trade. As did you, Nico, did you expect to kind of blow back? Did you not foresee this kind of blowback when you traded your franchise's young face of the franchise superstar, Nico?
Yeah, good question. I did know that Luka was important to the fan base. I didn't quite know it to what level, but really the way we looked at it is, if you're putting a team on the floor that's Kyrie, Clay, PJ, Anthony Davis, and Lively, we feel that's a championship caliber team, and we would have been winning at a high level, and that would have quieted some of the outrage.
All right. I did know that Luka was important to the fan base. I didn't quite know it to what level. picture AJ Preller saying that after trading Fernando Tatis Jr.
Correct.
I
That's
did
the exact
know,
comp I had.
did know Fernando was important to the fan base. I didn't quite know it to what level. I mean, think how insane that would sound coming out of AJ Preller's mouth. This is essentially the same thing. On a basketball scale in Dallas.
I actually thought Jackson Merrill, but
Jackson Merrill,
sub one or the other.
Either way.
Thing.
Yeah, I mean, Luka's got a few years in the league.
Yeah.
You know, so
age-wise, it's a similar comp. Accomplishment-wise, Luka's even more accomplished than even Fernando is.
Yeah.
In terms of what he's done in his career. He's gotten to an NBA Finals, been one of the best players in the league consistently, and he's got a huge, bright future ahead of him. He's popular. He's charismatic. The fan base loves him. I didn't quite know it to what level. Are you kidding me?
Trade him for a defense-first right fielder because defense wins championships. Like, oh, but you mean he won a platinum glove? But we're gonna we figure defense wins championships, so we're gonna, we know the hitting's not there, but yeah, I think we would all collectively lose our minds, and I mean it's cost the Dallas Mavericks. He probably hasn't slept in weeks, and what's his solution? Go do more press conferences. Keep talking about it, bro. I'd be in a cabin somewhere.
I mean, on Howard Stern tomorrow.
Yeah, you're gonna be on Stern tomorrow.
Now that their season is over, Nico,
just go away for a while.
No one needs to hear from you until at least after the
Joining
NBA
us next
draft.
on First Take, Nico Harris.
I just can't believe all this blowback.
Doing the media tour.
It's crazy. Well, speaking of blowback, Aztecs head football coach Sean Lewis getting a little bit from some hardcore Aztecs fans. So they did their Aztec Fast showcase just to show some fans what to expect during the 2025 season. They had about 1,000 people, Benny, that came out to watch what I think a lot of people expected was to be the spring game, right? You've got, okay, this is what we've been working on. This is our quarterback. These are our receivers. This is our tight end. Here's our line. We're gonna scrimmage each other and show you guys what we're doing. Well, that's not exactly what happened. They did not do the true spring game, Ben. They went out and they played dodgeball, and I did see a really cool highlight of somebody slinging a ball. One of the guys, he did a backflip over it. I mean, very athletic. But they were playing dodgeball. They played tic-tac-toe.
It was an athletic
version of tic-tac-toe.
They had to like sprint and put their pieces on the board, and then run back, and then someone else would. I mean, I saw video of it. It wasn't just tic-tac-toe, but yeah, it was
duck, duck, goose. I just made that up.
They didn't play duck, duck, goose.
Heads up, 7-up. So they went out and they played these games.
Red Rover, send Sean Lewis
right
over.
So they went out and did this, and again, like a lot of teams have kind of banged the spring game. They don't want to get guys hurt, and Sean Lewis. But I thought Sean Lewis's response after when they asked him about it, because people, they got mad. There was a guy that tweeted something about
He's like, give me one good reason.
Here you go. I would like a good explanation for not doing a true spring game. I'm pretty open-minded, but elementary school games just doesn't cut it. If J.D. Wicker wants to get season ticket holders, this is not going to help. It's hard to take the program serious with this nonsense. Sean Lewis came out and said, look, we used to allow people to smoke on planes as well. And then time evolved, and we did things differently for the health and safety of everyone. It's my responsibility to care for the health and safety of our team. Now, the 1,000 people that came was about a third of what showed up last year. Season tickets for the Aztecs are down 33%.
Yeah, they've only sold about 5,000 to 6,000 season tickets now. It's very concerning for the program.
When they report 1,000 people showed up to spring workout,
they're not underestimating. Let's just say that.
Correct. Yeah. Correct. So it was
2,500, and they thought, hey, 1,000 sounds good. Let's just go with a nice round number.
It caused a little bit of consternation right now. But again, like, you would hate to go play your spring game and get somebody hurt in what is essentially a meaningless game.
I think there's a bit of an old head fanness to the complaints.
Sure.
Ultimately, if the Aztecs jump out and they win their first 6 games next year, no one's going to care what kind of spring game they had. And if they had a spring game but go 0-6 to start the season, no one's going to care what kind of spring game they have.
Yeah, they go 0-6. It's absolutely the first thing you can point to, though.
It's one of those things that it's the low-hanging fruit. It's the low-hanging fruit.
But ultimately, they're going to attract fans if they win games.
Correct.
Compete, have a chance to maybe win a conference title, make a college football playoff. And if they don't do that, they're going to see those numbers continue to dwindle. They have to win.
But if you don't play a spring game, how will you get ready for Stony Brook, which is nearly 4.5 months away? That's the problem. Because you play Stony Brook. That's why nobody wants to go watch, because you're playing Stony Brook.
But then if you play, I mean, if you do get a giant team to come in, does it help you to get bodied 42-7? Does that get the fan base more excited?
I just don't know.
Getting bodied by Texas A&M, or, maybe winning 33-26 against Stony Brook. I have no idea. But they just have to win. I mean, they've established a basketball program that people now believe in and expect is going to go to the tournament and can go to the Final Four. They don't believe that about the football team right now.
Yeah.
That's the main problem at San Diego State. No one thinks they can do it until they see it, and they haven't seen it in years.
But again, Paulie does make the point of it's such low-hanging fruit. And again, he's not the only coach in America has banged the spring game.
It's
you know
more,
what I mean?
It's more the comment when I read that story yesterday. It was the comment from Sean Lewis where I was like, come on, guy. Hey, fans are upset. You go, well, we used to smoke on airplanes.
We don't do that anymore.
Like, okay,
all right.
You're right.
You got us. Good luck against Stony Brook.
But it's also like, hey, coach, this has been a tradition for 40 years.
Yeah, some people wanted to see it.
People were expecting it, not tic-tac-toe. Well, we used to not have seatbelts in cars, but we decided that was a good change. You're absolutely right.
You're right.
Good luck against Stony Brook.
Yeah.
Finally, a little do this.
DD mega doo-doo.
Mentioned yesterday how surprised I was that Justin Thomas had never made a putt to win a golf tournament, and then he did it on Sunday. I was even more surprised to learn yesterday, and I turned it on right after the Padre game was on. I flipped over to ESPN, and it was just in time for Alex Ovechkin to score a overtime goal to lift the Washington Capitals over the Montreal Canadiens in Game 1 of their opening round playoff series. And what made it so remarkable is that Ovechkin, who, of course, broke Wayne Gretzky's record this season by scoring his 895th career goal, never in his career had scored an overtime playoff winner.
Pretty incredible.
In all those years. They won a Stanley Cup back in 2018, been with Caps his entire career, had never done it in OT in a playoff game to finish it. 152nd career postseason game, and they went crazy in that one. It was a pretty cool moment, and thought that's a fun. He's had a fun few weeks for Alex Ovechkin.
Yeah, that's. I'm sure he would take. That's the one that he probably wanted the most. Is that one that he just scored? That was pretty incredible.
Doesn't add to his total because it's a playoff goal, but still very cool. And that's don't and do this for a Tuesday.
That was Don't Do This with Ben and Woods on 97.3 The Fan.
All right, it is time. We're still a couple of days away from the actual NFL draft, but Ben mocks the draft. I've got my 10 selection mock draft for you coming up next here. Don't go away on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan. First, though, I'll tell you about SDFatLoss.com. I was kind of mocking myself a couple of years ago looking in the mirror when I just saw it. Now, don't like what I'm seeing now. I've let it go a little too much, put on a little too much weight. What can I do about it? I had done other programs where I had bought, eat 4 bars a day and then 1 tiny meal, and I lost weight. And guess what happened? When I was done and I couldn't eat bars anymore, I gained the weight right back because I hadn't changed any of my habits. But with SDFatLoss.com, I ate regular foods from the grocery store, chicken and steak and fish. I lost weight, and now I've kept the weight off for a year and a half. What's the point of losing weight if you're just going to gain it back? With SDFatLoss.com, they're going to help you. They're going to help you keep it off afterwards with great support from your counselors. And you don't do it with any drugs or injections. So this is not artificial. This is real weight loss. And you don't even have to exercise while you're doing it. Although I will say, after I lost the weight, it was so much easier to exercise. I exercise quite a bit now. It's not nearly as bad as it used to be because of the weight loss. So many benefits from losing weight. You can take those benefits now yourself by setting up a free consultation at SDFatLoss.com. Take advantage of their spring special right now this month. Get $200 off. And if you start now, by the time summer rolls around and June gloom is gone, you'll be a new you. 10 to 20% of your body weight off, up to a pound of fat per day by going to SDFatLoss.com. Results may vary.
Hey players, things are about to get real here in San Diego. Introducing the all-new Hamul Casino Resort. With a 200-room hotel tower, exciting new eats and drinks, plenty of new places to play, and a luxe spa and salon. Hello, rooftop pool and deck. It's where players can play their hearts out and enjoy all the perks that come with it. It gets real this summer at the all-new Hamul Casino Resort, the players' place.
All right, we'll get back to the baseball talk. Jesse Aguilar will join us in our next hour from Detroit.
We need a word for Jesse Aguilar.
We do need a word or a
I'm
drop.
I'm
or
out of
something.
ideas.
Well, 3 weeks into the season.
Well, we were going to do slang, but all of our slang is either weed or sex, so we can't really do any of that. I doubt very much he's going to say raw dog.
Everybody
must
Probably not.
stoned.
We're getting drops until we come up with one.
Loose cannabis.
We're gonna find.
How are we going to do that?
Stroganoff.
Yeah, oh my God.
Probably not.
He's got people he has to answer to as well, right?
Loose cannabis?
Yeah, he can't say that on the broadcast.
Yeah.
It's funny. I would love it.
Hmm.
But I want him to keep his job, not get in any trouble. So
Fair enough. So, yes, you're going to get minimal NFL draft coverage on our show.
correct.
For various reasons. First, I think and foremost, we don't have a team.
Yeah.
So it really is fairly irrelevant to San Diego. Now, I know there are some NFL fans. The second part is that I kind of think the draft coverage is insanely stupid for the most part.
It's pretty nuts, man.
There's so much time and effort spent on something that is inherently almost completely unpredictable.
Yeah.
Not only where the players are going to go, but then how they will perform in their careers. And
Every one of them is a can't miss, by the way.
Right.
It's just like, holy cow, do you have anything bad to say about this guy at all?
which is why we don't tend to spend a lot of time on it.
I'll
But-
watch it. I will watch it, no question, on Thursday night. There will be nothing else to watch for me. So I will watch the draft and we'll talk about it a little bit on Friday. And you'll be gone. You'll be playing golf, but Paulie and I will talk about it a little bit. And that's really the extent of it.
But, we had to do something. So a few years ago, we came up with the idea of a mock draft. Ben mocks the draft. And the rules, and they really are very loose on the
They're
rules.
loose cannabis rules here. Yes.
I try to take actual draft prospects. In
Correct.
fact, this year, all 10 selections in my draft are true players who appear on mock drafts. Now, they're definitely not in order. You're not going to get your big stars here because, well, that's not how I do things with my mock the draft. But when we come back from traffic, and I'm looking at this, and even I am kind of groaning on some of these, which is a bad sign.
can't
Oh,
wait.
God.
Bad sign, really.
Yeah,
I'm a
I
little.
see the
I'm actually
commissioner.
kind of nervous about how bad it is this year, but we're going to do it anyway. Coming up next year on 97.3 The Fan.
From the 855 Get Ross Traffic Center, protecting San Diego after accidents or injury, here's Kelly Danick.
Westbound King Freeway's been up to no good this morning. Crash involving a motorcycle right before Federal was blocking middle lanes. They got it over to the right shoulder. Up ahead, an accident cleared near the 805, and we have this other crash up ahead right before 25th Street. That's over to the right shoulder. Also going to find on southbound 67 just before the 8 crash over to the right shoulder. Now getting reports of a collision on the Greenfield on-ramp to westbound 8. I'm Kelly Danick with Ben & Woods, San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
The 2020 NFL draft is now officially open.
I've taken my spot at the podium, Woods. Even have, if you're on our YouTube stream, I even have the official backdrop now behind me.
Looks incredible.
All right, are we ready to kick this thing
You
off?
ready to introduce me? The commissioner has stepped to the podium.
Ladies and gentlemen, Ben Higgins, commissioner.
With the first pick in the NFL draft, the Tennessee Titans select
Ethan Downs, defensive end from Oklahoma. Quote from Titans general manager Mike Borgonzi. We could have taken Cam Ward or Travis Hunter, but most teams only get 4 downs to move the chains. We think Ethan will give us a 20% edge on the rest of the league. And pause for silence. Okay, thanks. Well, you're really going to hate the next one then. Shall we just move on?
Yeah,
I
just
can't
get
wait.
to number
All
2.
right.
With the second pick in the NFL draft, the Cleveland Browns select
Dante Trader Jr., safety, Maryland. Browns GM Andrew Berry was going to do the same thing and take Ethan Downs, but panicked when he was selected number 1. When asked what he wanted to do now with the number 2 pick, he said, Trader.
Okay.
Nailed it.
Number 3. Hardly know her.
with the third pick in the NFL draft. The New York Giants select
It's a big pick here.
Jake Briningstool, tight end from Clemson.
What a pick.
Quote from Giants GM Joe Shane. Jake Briningstool brings something unique to the table. He has one of the rarest last names in the entire world. He can also bring his stool to the table if we need somewhere to sit. Oh, this one was ragged. This is a really ragged one this year.
Ragged.
Sorry.
He's being very literal.
I know.
Very literal.
It's 6 more picks.
I know.
Mike says this could be the longest segment ever. You're not kidding, Mike. Imagine sitting in here with your skin crawling like you're coming off Percocet.
Imagine me being the one who's actually doing it.
Oh, look, here comes the commissioner for the 4th pick.
Only 7 more picks to go.
with the 4th pick in the NFL draft. The New England Patriots select
Ariante Ursary, offensive tackle from Minnesota. Patriots Executive Vice President of Football Operations, Elliot Wolf. This will go down as a legendary date in Patriots history. Every year, we will celebrate this pick as our Ursary anniversary.
That's a good one. I like that one. Mike says we need a Padres win streak big time. We could be in the middle of a 12-game win streak. We're still
We're not
mocking the
skipping
draft. We're not
Ben mocks the
skipping
draft.
Ben mocks the draft, dude. Doesn't matter. They could have won 14-1 last night. We're not skipping this.
No, I like
The Ursary anniversary I liked.
with the 5th pick in the NFL draft. The Jacksonville Jaguars select
Armand Membo, offensive lineman from Missouri. Quote from Jags GM James Gladstone. I couldn't pass on the opportunity to take Membo number 5 and get a little bit of Armand in my life.
Yes. Now these are getting That's really good. This
Well
is
done.
better.
I like that.
That's
I had to put that one number 5, obviously.
obviously,
So, yeah,
obviously, that's brilliant.
honestly,
Brilliant.
that
These
might-
are getting better.
That might be the best one. I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
Yeah.
with the 6th pick
Membo,
in the
number
NFL
5.
draft. The Las Vegas Raiders select
Jalen Walker, linebacker from Georgia. Raiders GM John Spytek. I appreciate Jay Walker's ability to cross the field whenever he wants to. He doesn't need a green light to go. He just looks both ways and charts his own path.
Jay Walker.
I like it.
I like it.
I like it.
That's 3 out of 5
Yeah.
is pretty
All right.
good.
We've done so
2 out of
pretty
5.
well.
2
2 and a
out of 3.
half. 1.5.
I'll give you 3.
All right.
There's 3 really good ones.
All right, we're on to the
7th
7th pick.
Seventh
The
pick.
pick is in, gentlemen.
3 out of 6. Jay Walker.
with the 7th pick in the NFL draft. The New York Jets select
He's
You hear the
chortling.
booze in the
Yeah, the
background, which is
That's our tier
appropriate
ones right now.
because you knew it was coming. The Jets select Cam Scattaboo, running back from Arizona State, said new Jets general manager Darren Muji. At least when our New York fans are expressing their displeasure at our offense, it will sound like they're cheering for our new running back.
Because of Scattaboo. Got it. I was waiting for a scat joke, but apparently you
decide where
missed
to go, and
that one.
that's where I landed.
All right.
with the 8th pick in the NFL draft. The Carolina Panthers select
Kobe Bryant, cornerback, Kansas. Panthers GM Dan Morgan said the plan is to pair him with linebacker Shaq Thompson and let the championship start rolling in.
Could have gone a very dastardly way there as well.
Shaq and Kobe.
Yep.
See what you did
Kobe.
there.
Cobee.
Oh, okay.
Not KOBE.
All right.
Yeah.
All
But real
right.
prospects.
Just 2 more picks.
I didn't make up any names.
in this year's Ben Mocks the Draft.
No.
The pick is in with the 9th pick. Let's go to the podium.
With the 9th pick in the NFL Draft, the New Orleans Saints select
Will Campbell, offensive lineman, LSU. Apparently, Saints GM Mickey Loomis is a tier 1. Quote, I kept hearing Bennett Woods say I needed to get a will, so here we are. Kind of like that one, though. No?
It's like a Bo joke.
Fine. No,
You know,
you're not gonna
because
like
of trust and will.
Yes, I got it.
Not going to like this last one.
Not going to like it. But let's wrap up Ben Mocks the Draft. The commissioner is approaching the podium. The pick is in.
with the 10th pick in the NFL Draft, the Chicago Bears select
Isaac Tesla, wide receiver from Arkansas. Bears GM Ryan Poles was honest. He said, this pick, just an excuse to share some of the AI results when I Googled Tesla jokes.
That is how we end.
Why
Ben
do Teslas
Mustard.
make terrible roommates?
he's not done.
Why?
They always hog the outlet. How does a Tesla flirt? It says, are you AC because you're electrifying? What's a Tesla's favorite Halloween costume? An electric ghost.
Why don't you hit the road for your trip
What's
now?
a Tesla owner's favorite kind of music? Current hits. That's how bad AI humor is.
It's pretty bad.
That is how bad
Did you
it
try
really is.
AI jokes for these?
I did, and I realized they're even worse than I am. That's one thing that AI may never understand is humor, as apparently I don't either.
Yeah, that's tough.
I'm just gonna let's take this background off and
Yeah, why don't you
move
do
on
Do that.
and get back to real life. Was that the worst one ever?
Yeah.
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 Other than Membo?
You're
5?
very literal in
Yeah.
this one. Like, hey, he's Hightower because he's tall. It's good to finally have a tall guy here. Hightower. You could have gone so many different ways.
I struggled badly. I worked for a week and a half kind of trying to come up with ones, and I just was having trouble this time.
I love the bit. I will always love the bit. And the worse the bit is, the better it is for me.
That was
I don't know
what I was
how
hoping.
accurate you're going to be. No Cam Ward in the top 10.
No
That's
Cam Ward.
interesting.
Right. Well, you may hear all of those names at some point, though. And
Yeah.
if you do,
You'll
will
remember. You
them
absolutely will.
From Ben Mocks the
What's the
Draft.
Cam Ward joke, though? You know what I mean? It's hard to. You need funny names like Scattaboo. You really could have gone blue with that one.
Very.
Yes, and you decided not to.
I decided not. Oh, that's what I usually decide.
That's true. That's true. Well, I loved it. I thought it was terrible, which means it's great. You embrace the suck.
Worst
right?
ever.
You're red. You're beat red right now.
Yeah.
He is as red as a plum right now.
I did better at the roast.
You really
Yeah.
murdered the roast. Murdered.
Yeah.
the
Maybe
roast.
I should roast the draft picks
next year. But you roast the draft. That's not bad.
Ben
That's
roasts
not bad.
the draft.
Yeah, the Kobe joke could have been very dark. Yeah,
Could have been.
100% Dominic.
I try not to go dark. You know me. I'm more of a lighthearted.
Yeah, I liked it though. The Membo number 5 was fantastic.
I thought that was definitely
And the
my
jaywalk,
best
I
one.
really like
Good
the jaywalker.
jaywalker,
Yeah. The uncomfortableness is what I love
I
about
know
it.
it is.
It's the
I knew we'd lean heavily into into the discomfort.
it's the Andy Kaufman type of comedy that makes my skin crawl on live radio. It's
There's
great.
something about saying something and not getting a reaction that is maybe the worst thing.
It happened to me
in
at the
life.
roast. I did it. It happened. It
Happened to both of us at the roast
absolutely
a few
happened to me.
times,
And
actually.
and for whatever reason, I didn't care at that point because we were just going, at that point. But I thought, I thought that was really good and terrible, which was perfect.
Armand Membo, offensive lineman from Missouri. Quote from Jags GM James Gladstone. I couldn't pass on the opportunity to take Membo number 5 and get a little bit of Armand in my life.
That's really good. That was really good. I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you for doing it. It takes a real.
I don't think I could do it.
I couldn't do it, man. I couldn't do it.
Yes, Johnny. Embrace the suck.
Embrace the
as
suck.
Woods likes to say.
Yeah. This guy says that's one draft I don't want to remember. Oh, that was so good. Dominic brings up the Bob Saget roast where Norm Macdonald reads those jokes out of a book.
Yeah.
And he just leaned all the way in. And it was the worst collection of jokes you have ever heard.
I know what you refer to.
You remember that?
There is a little bit of that. Yes,
There's some of that.
Oh, Norm Macdonald, legend.
So brilliant. What about your dad jokes book? Did you take that home or did you leave it here in the studio?
Right here.
Yeah, you got it from a tier 1.
Do we need to
cleanse
turn
the
to a
palate?
page?
Yeah, we got a couple minutes.
Yeah.
Someone threw a bottle of omega-3 capsules at me. Luckily, my injuries are only super fish oil.
I had the speaking of, I had the fish oil burps last night, which I don't think there's anything worse than that.
No.
There's one right below it. One more. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
A bloke on a tractor has just driven past me shouting, "The end of the world is nigh." I think it was Farmergeddon.
That was terrible. You ruined it. You already
could have gone out on top.
You could have gone out on top with the other one.
Book.
Do you take fish oil?
I used to take fish oil.
Man, I have the burpless ones.
Still
false advertising.
I'm
laying in bed last night watching the game.
There's nothing burpless in your life. No one.
Nothing.
I don't know anyone who burps as much as you do.
My 4-year-old.
Does he?
Yeah. He's constant. There was a kid in our neighborhood. I won't bring him up by name, but he's we're talking about our flag football team that we're going to be kicking off here in a couple months. And excuse me, he was talking about one of the kids on the team. He goes, he always makes fun of me. I go, oh, he does for what? He goes, well, I fart a lot. And I go, you do? I go, why would I make fun? I go, where? He goes, in school. I go, well, I would make fun of you too if you don't.
You're the fart kid.
I go, you're the. I love this kid. I go, don't be the fart kid in school. He goes, I'm already in too deep. I can't get out. That's a quote. That is a quote. He is 7. We were all riding scooters around the neighborhood. I almost wrecked my scooter. I was laughing so hard. He goes, I'm in too deep. I can't get out.
Has to wait until he's 19, heads off to college, and can reset.
You got to reset, dude.
Until then, though, all the way through high school, that's
your
identity.
I go, hey. I go, just don't do it in class, man. And he's like, I don't know. I'm in too deep. I can't get out. He's 7. It was the funniest thing I've ever heard. And I just told him, I said, hey, man, you got to stop now. Okay. He goes, yeah, they do.
It's not too late.
They call me like farter and like farty. And I'm like, well, of course they do. That's what kids do. I tell both of my kids, make sure your nose is clean when you walk in. You don't want to be snots or booger or anything else. Like, take care of business, man. This is for your own good. Like, I don't want you to have to go through your life as, hey, look, there's old farty Woods or booger Woods. Like, nobody wants that.
But everyone does it.
Well, yeah, everyone does it, but not everyone rips it in class.
Right.
You have to have some self-control. But man, I'm already in too deep. I can't get out.
It's amazing.
I was like, he is so funny, dude.
What a
line. Just almost wrecked my scooter. I did. I was like, hey, you got to clean it up, dude. You can't do this, man.
It's kind of like we can cancel Ben Mock's the draft, but we're already in too deep at this point.
Yeah, we are absolutely
really
in too
can't
deep.
Get out from Ben Mock's the draft
as
much as we'd like.
And every year I think, send me yours and let's see if I can tweak them. And then I'm like, no, I don't want to tweak them. I want straight up from
unadulterated,
Ben's mind. Yes,
raw, unfiltered Benism.
I would have gone a little darker on a couple for sure.
Yeah.
You made me nervous on a couple.
We will come back. Hour number 3. Take on Woods. We got Jesse Agler joining us. Talk some more baseball. Lots to get to.
I'm in too deep. I can't get out.
Draft coverage complete at least until Thursday with Bennett Woods on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3. Those fans.
Whew, we are halfway home on a Tuesday. Ben and Woods, 97.3 The Fan. Thanks for being here still, if you are. If you left, I understand that as well. I absolutely do. If you're checking out, another program or something, I'm understanding of it. Hopefully we can win your trust and love back at some point. I'm Woodsy. That's Paul Reindl, the executive producer.
Sorry, everybody.
Ben Higgins,
I know it doesn't seem like I have feelings, but we proved earlier this year
We
I
did.
do.
We did. You did.
Demi Tram in the chat says, they were meant to be funny.
They're-
Kind of. I'm trying.
Yeah.
I'm trying.
It's hard. It's harder than it looks.
So Woods this is something that Woods, assigned to me a few years ago.
How's this my
knowing
fault?
that it's not going to be great.
But it is great.
But I'm willing, for purposes of the show,
Yeah.
to give it my best and wear it,
Yeah.
when they fall flat.
Right.
I do. I'm glad people enjoyed the Membo number 5.
It was really
Really, honestly, it was I'm hitting 100 because maybe like 175.
I would say 300.
You like 3 of them?
Yeah, 3 of them were good. I like the jaywalker.
I mean, what's a good batting average in comedy?
750?
750.
Yeah,
it's
750.
It's not baseball.
No.
I mean, every comedian's going to tell a few clunkers.
Yeah.
But if over half your jokes are clunkers, you ain't gonna make
You probably
it.
shouldn't be on stage.
That's true.
Which
Well,
I shouldn't
you're
be
not.
on stage. I'm not a comedian. But it brings up the question: why am I always the one who wears the uncomfortable awkwardness?
I mean,
you guys really never do. Occasionally, Woods does.
Well,
Paul never does.
Paul never does. But I wore a diaper for 4 hours. I let you
That
guys
was like
smash.
5 years
I
ago.
let you guys smash eggs on my face. Like, there's not too much I won't do. But I won't do that.
to do anything for love, but
I won't do that. No, that I will not do. That I will not. I
didn't get the sense that you were uncomfortable getting eggs smashed on your head. You kind of reveled in it. You enjoyed it. I mean, it was obviously, annoying to have to wash the eggs out, but I didn't feel like you felt humiliated by it.
I don't really get humiliated by things, though.
That's the thing. It's tough to find something that makes you uncomfortable.
I don't even know what it would be.
I know.
I mean, if you want me to.
Paulie, what makes you uncomfortable? Other than me, apparently. I make everybody uncomfortable.
Yeah, you make me very uncomfortable.
Very uncomfortable.
I don't know. I've never had a lot of shame. Like, I've always been willing to be the funny. As a kid, I didn't have any problem being the funny kid or trying to be the funny kid, even if it came at my own expense.
Sure.
Because I wanted to have friends. There's just not a whole lot. I mean, short of you pulling my pants down or you know what I mean? In public. I don't want that.
No one does.
Come on.
Go ahead.
No.
See what you got, big guy.
What would you like me to do? I'll do anything to make you feel better. You know
I don't
that.
feel bad. That's the thing.
Wearing an Under Armour shirt to a Padres
No
game.
chance. There's
we've
Dylan
talked about
Brooks
in the
wearing
past.
Dylan. Yeah.
Yes.
The mesh shirt thing was one of the more uncomfortable.
That was fun. I wore it
things
too.
that I've remembered. Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
That was uncomfortable.
Yeah, I did that. It's fun to do it to you because you've never done anything.
True.
That's the thing. When I met you, I thought this guy has not experienced much of anything, just been a very straight-laced and we've really brought your personality out.
No one's really experienced what I have, though, over the last few years.
How so?
Well, I mean, it's not many people to get the opportunity to flame out as badly as I can here.
That's true.
We got a big audience.
Yeah.
Anyone can go up on open comedy night in front of
14
people and didn't go well.
Yeah.
Whatever. No one ever remembers it. It's done. You're gone. You move on to your day job on Monday.
Yeah.
But this is my day job.
That's great. I thought it was
we've
great.
got, thousands of people listening and okay, well,
All
I'll
right.
just put myself out there with Ben Mox the Draft.
Poncho Mize to show Woodsy in shorts for a full show. That's never happened. I wore shorts out a couple of days ago, just walking around the neighborhood, and both of my kids mocked me. Again, a man doesn't need to be in shorts unless he's playing a basketball game or he's at the beach. It doesn't work for me. It just doesn't work. Poncho says put Woodsy in the 100-mile-an-hour batting cage. I can't hit in the 80 right now, buddy.
I'm going on my
That wouldn't embarrass you, though.
No, I mean,
not a lot of people
can time up 100, especially when they're 50 and can't see.
Going on my vacation this week to play golf.
Yeah,
my friend Scott. I've never seen him in shorts.
I don't do shorts.
Never once.
Have you ever seen me in shorts playing golf? Never
not
once.
Golf,
No.
certainly. I think I've seen you in but usually wear those leggings now under the shorts. You have, there you go. He's got shorts on, but he's got his leggings on. Under the shorts.
I always thought that was a bizarre take, though. Like, you're telling me we go out and play Saquon.
Yeah, it's 140 degrees. I'm in
Steel
pants.
Canyon.
Yeah.
It's 95 degrees
You've
out.
seen it. I never wear shorts. Always.
I've lived my life essentially
in shorts.
In shorts. Growing up in San Diego, I didn't feel like there was any other choice other than to wear shorts all summer long.
Pants
during August, and wearing pants during the day just
joggers.
Sounds miserable.
Yeah. Well, when your legs look like yours, I would wear a loincloth. When they look like mine,
shorts.
When I went to Hawaii, we went to the beach every day. So I was in a bathing suit, right? But when we went to dinner, I didn't wear
pants back.
I put pants back.
See, I would still wear shorts to Hawaiian dinners. Hawaiian shirt, shorts.
Yeah, they don't have to be basketball shorts. You can get nice shorts.
I've got plenty of nice shorts.
I actually have nice shorts. I just don't wear them. I bought some just in case, like with golf. I thought maybe I'll start wearing shorts more, but it doesn't look good, man.
I know. Okay, but why does that matter?
What do you mean?
Who are you trying to impress?
It's about feeling good myself.
Yeah.
I mean, if I didn't want to
feel good to have the open air on your legs occasionally, feel the breeze on a hot day when it's 90 degrees and you're wearing pants going out when you could be wearing shorts. Other people are wearing shorts. It's not inappropriate to do so.
But I don't.
Your legs you don't feel are your best.
I don't look good in them, so I don't feel good. Does that make sense? It's vanity, I'm sure, is what it boils down to.
That's kind of the point I'm making.
Right.
Let go of the vanity.
I don't want to let go of it. I want to feel comfortable, and I'm not comfortable when I wear shorts.
Maybe it's your turn to sit on the therapist couch.
All right, I'll
Somebody
sit.
in the chat says people who wear pants in above 90 degrees just hate themselves.
You're not totally wrong. He's not totally. I don't love myself.
Now, remember that
by any stretch
that you feel like my legs are somehow worthy to be shown off because I have what? Big calves?
Big, thick.
Who says that
calves.
big calves are better than skinny legs?
Everybody.
No, but
everybody.
But that's a.
You should see the guys in my gym training their calves.
I get it, but
and they all have legs like me.
That's just a symptom of where we are in this particular moment in time. There was a time when people who were really heavy, that was considered a desirable quality. Now it less so, and people shame people who are overweight. And I do sdfatloss.com comments because people feel bad about themselves. I want you to get healthy. Obviously, we've learned more about what makes people healthy, but there's nothing inherently wrong with having skinny legs or having a little bit of extra around the midsection. It doesn't make you a bad person.
Yeah, my legs look like Manny's legs. They do. They're birdy, thin. They're not. They toe the line too. I don't have hairy legs. If I had hairy legs, I would probably wear shorts more. But they look like I shave my legs, but I don't. So I have that. If I'm walking, like, look at that guy's creamy, mildly hairy legs. I just don't like seeing men's legs ever, really, especially my own. I hate my legs. I hate them. So I don't wear shorts.
What about jorts?
Never. I've never owned a pair of jorts.
You lose a bet. You got to wear jorts.
Oh, that's a nightmare. I would wear jorts. Oh God. Before I would wear the Dylan Brooks Under Armour out. That's for sure.
Tucked into your jeans.
I don't know. I just have always, I've always liked pants. I like how I look in pants. I like the way I look. I guarantee it. When I wear pants, when I wear shirts, I don't like how I look. It's like anything. Like, you hide your features that aren't your best, and you exploit your features that are your best. Right? I can't exploit my best feature.
But you're letting society dictate what you think are your
I'm
best
letting
features.
myself dictate it. No one's mocked me out of wearing shorts. I've mocked myself out of wearing them. Nobody's ever made fun of my legs, except for like my wife.
But I'm saying, if we lived in a culture that prized skinny legs,
I would
be showing
probably be
them off.
rocking them.
That's the thing. I mean, you would absolutely be showing them off.
I guess the good thing is that it's all a you thing. Like, this isn't, you don't, if the three of us go golfing later and it's 90 degrees and me and Ben are wearing shorts and our polos,
I'm in pants.
you're in pants, but you're also not like, look at you
You get
morons
morons in
wearing
shorts.
I'd be
Exactly.
like, you're the weird one.
I get
here.
it.
Like,
Yeah, I'm the weird one. I totally get it. I totally get it. Totally get it.
Like, I didn't work hard to get my calves.
You did. That's the thing that frustrates me the most.
I'm not somehow more worthy than anyone else. I walk a lot.
KG said, if I get the broccoli cut. Now, I said I'd get the broccoli cut if the Padres win the World Series.
Win the World Series, right.
Yeah. Which will suck, but it would be.
What Paul said is, I saw this on the notes, and I don't know where you got this info, but Baseball Reference listing the Padres' second best odds to win the World Series.
Hey.
That's wild.
I assumed it was behind the Dodgers, and then you said it's not.
Cubs.
That
who's
makes no
making
sense.
these
Who's
odds?
making these odds up? I mean, I'm sure they're numerically based because it's Baseball Reference, but in what world are the Dodgers still not the favorites?
Jordan has a picture of me in shorts. I think we were going to play golf, and I tried it one day. He tweeted it, and look at it's disgusting.
Tried it?
Remember that? Paul, you can put it in the chat if you want. There's me in shorts with Jordan. Jordan's got cargo shorts on. Yeah, it just look how terrible I look in them. You know, you see how look at the difference in yours and mine.
And do you feel like you're disproportional or something?
Yeah, I hate
like
it.
that's
Hate it.
You just feel like it's not aesthetically pleasing
to me.
If you were an artist, an architect, and you were designing a structure, you'd want it to be a little more stabilized at the bottom.
Yeah, the bottom.
And not as top.
I don't mind my quads so much, but my calves, just bird legs. Yeah, my wife makes fun of me for my bird legs. It's fine.
See, no, I don't like that picture because look at me. This pre-SD fat loss. Look at how chunky I am.
You were very portly.
Chunky.
I sent a picture of you to you the other day. And I said, dude, you are.
There's really nothing wrong with your legs.
That's disgusting. Let's move on.
Nothing wrong with them at all.
They're better if they're a little tanned.
You could do that.
Well,
you
you're
could do
never going to
something
get
about
them
that.
tanned
Yeah.
unless you
real,
air them out a little
It's
bit.
a real catch-22, Paulie. It's a real catch-22. Yeah. Nate says old lady knees. I know. That's exactly right. That's why I wear pants. That's why I wear pants. All right, leave me alone.
Everyone says you look fine.
I don't want to be fine. It's good. I like my pants. Leave me alone. I'm going to wear pants. You guys can expose your legs like creeps. It's fine. I'm going to be wearing pants. All right.
It is funny about what is allowed to be exposed and what is not allowed to be exposed. In
It's
life.
true. It is true.
Ben starts showing some midriff.
just
a little belly button, little hairy belly
little
button.
belly button ring. Fred says get calf implants. I don't need them that bad. I that is not something that I would do. I'm not that insecure about that I would get calf implants.
So really, the Cubs, they say, have the best odds to win the World
Yep.
Series.
I was going.
Then the
John
Padres.
Boy had that. Yeah, it was Baseball Reference.
Huh.
Fangraphs disagrees.
The Cubs.
Fangraphs still has the Dodgers.
I don't buy it, man.
I just
it's just too early for all this.
I mean,
talk.
if they're
All
just
of it.
if they're just
it's
going,
way too early.
If they're just going on like this season's stats, we don't have enough of a base to.
No, and you
really
just saw
determine
on
anything.
MLB Network that like Fernando Tatis will finish top 2 in the MVP. Like, dude, it's way too early for all of this mess. I know you need stuff to talk about. We're talking about my legs right now on the radio. So I absolutely understand, but too early to talk MVP, too early to talk Cy Young, too early to talk any of this. World Series champions. There's so much friggin' baseball.
I mean, the thing with the MVP is there is a certain amount of narrative involved in it, and the longer you can remain in that conversation, like a guy who has a good first 4 months and then falls off a little bit at the end, he'll have had all those 4 months where people are talking about him, whereas someone who is kind of mediocre and they're hitting 260 and then they have a good couple of months and they end up near in the numbers and you go, well, these guys had about the same season, but one guy was talked about as an MVP candidate all year and the other guy was, you just had a good finish. It is important to have that narrative rolling, and that's why I think Fernando Tatis Jr. is already in a good spot. Now, obviously, he has to keep it up for
140 games,
time,
right?
But he's in the narrative lane right now,
Sure.
where if he did keep it up, he's definitely going to be one of the guys who gets a lot of votes and attention because he's
Again,
already,
if his numbers
he's already
are
in
there,
that narrative
but
lane.
again, if you're Fernando Tatis Jr., you're going to be in that conversation. Just the kind of player that he is. So it's just
He
way
just
too early.
stays healthy. He'll be in the conversation.
It's April. We can't talk MVP in April. We just can't. You can't. It's just it's asinine. You can't really boast about standings right now. It's April. There's just so much baseball.
It's maybe time to start talking about April Player of the Month.
Correct. That's about it.
Yeah, he's in good position.
Good position for that
to win April Player of the Month.
Yeah.
Beyond that, yeah, you're right. It's too early to be discussing anything.
Matthew says when he moved to America in middle school, he wore a European bathing suit to school for PE, and everyone lost their minds. See, and it shouldn't be that way.
Is that like the Speedo?
Yeah, but Matthew, I absolutely would have been like, what is with that guy? What is in? That's just the way that
a different
societal
different
norms, different culture.
Yeah, it's also hang-ups. That's also being a middle schooler.
That's also being in middle school.
If I go to the beach today and I see somebody wearing that,
I still laugh.
It's still like it's jarring. It's different.
Jarring,
but
yes.
I go, oh, I bet they're not from here.
Correct.
I don't make fun of them.
Are you enjoying San Diego, sir?
Oh, where are you from?
Oh, great. Yeah, I mean,
La Jolla, weird.
Yeah, I'll say this: Americans who wear those, I have a problem with you. I have a problem with you. If you're an American and you wear that on the regular, I have a problem with you. Is that fair?
No, because they're trying to step outside of our
correct
cultural norm.
Yeah, you want a reaction. You're wearing that for a reaction. Unless you're swimming in competition, fine. But if you're just at the beach and you're wearing that and you're from La Mesa, I have a problem with you. Okay?
All right, let's take a time out. When we come back, we need a contestant for Take on Woods, chance to qualify for a trip to Las Vegas, concert tickets, and a $150 gift card. It is musical trivia. Woods v. a Tier 1, and Woods is on a winning streak right now, so try to take him down by calling 833-288-0973, 833-288-0973. We'll play a little Take on Woods when we come back after a check of traffic with Ben and Woods on 97.3 The Fan. First, though, one of the bases of my mock the draft jokes was trust and will, because we've been telling you, get a will. There was no player named Trust, though, so I had to go with Will.
Fair.
On that one.
It was a great one.
We've been telling you for a reason, though. It's because, well, honestly, there's no reason not to do it.
It's important.
Is that simple enough? Like, the only reason you're not doing it
because you're afraid,
is because
lazy,
you don't want to think about it.
Right.
You're putting it off, but there's really no reason not to have it set in place. If you have a family, you have anything that you want to leave anybody, you have valuable possessions, get a will or get a trust.
Yeah, and make sure to avoid probate, get a trust. There's no reason not to get this thing done. It takes about 20, 30 minutes. It's super affordable for you as well, so that helps. Make sure you have a guardian selected for your children. Don't leave your kids' lives to chance. I mean, it's amazing that I went that long with kids without doing that. Nothing is guaranteed these days. Go to trustandwill.com. Use the discount code FAN when you check out. You'll get 20% off, and you'll get free shipping of your estate documents. Get it done today. Again, trustandwill.com. Use FAN when you check out to get 20% off.
Hey players, things are about to get real here in San Diego. Introducing the all-new Jamul Casino Resort. With a 200-room hotel tower, exciting new eats and drinks, plenty of new places to play, and a luxe spa and salon. Hello, rooftop pool and deck. It's where players can play their hearts out and enjoy all the perks that come with it. It gets real this summer at the all-new Jamul Casino Resort, the players' place.
We are just about 10 minutes away from Jesse Agler, the incorporator, voice of the Padres, joining us from Detroit for his regular Tuesday segment. So let's get right to our game. It is time to play. Take on Woods. Take on Woods brought to you by Bay Alarms, security and fire alarms for every business. We got you. And when I say we got you, who do we got here? Let's go to line 2. Caller, who's this?
If you're on the phone.
Yep, there you are.
Hello?
Hi.
Hello, how are you?
Hi. This is Josh.
Josh, welcome to Take on Woods. You ready to play our game?
Yeah, I think so.
All right, here's how it works for everybody out there.
Josh, I need one right answer at least, okay?
I'm
gonna try.
He sounds like he's ready. You get 5 questions of musical trivia. Woods gets the same 5 questions. If you beat or tie him, put you into our grand prize drawing. At the end of the month, someone's going to win a 2-night stay at the MGM Grand in Las Vegas, a $150 gift card, and tickets to your choice of either Disturbed, Ghost, or Pantera in concert. Tickets for all 3 shows are available now at Ticketmaster.com. And to give you the advantage, because Woods is very good at this game, we let you pick the category, keep him in the dark. Your choices are Smokestack, 5 song titles and artists with smoke in the name. Duets, old and new-ish. Those are 5 duets in all 2-second song category. And our new category today, The End of Me, 5 song titles that all end with me. So, Smokestack, duets, old and new-ish, and The End of Me. What would you like to play, Josh?
Let's run Smokestack.
Smokestack. All right, today on Take on Woods, we are featuring 5 song titles or artists with smoke somewhere in the name. You'll have 60 seconds to answer as many as you can. If you pass, we can come back to it at the end if there is still time left on the clock. First question is the 2-second song. Paulie's queuing it up now. You will get a couple of seconds of music. You need to identify the song title and the artist to score that one. Josh, are you ready to play?
Yes, sir.
All right, let's do this. 60 seconds on the clock. The category is smokestack. Josh, your time begins when Paul plays the music. Good luck. Let's take on Woods.
Let's Smoke on the Water by Deep Purple.
Correct. Which legendary Motown artist sang with a backup band called The Miracles?
Pass.
Alex Paul and Drew Taggart form which Grammy-winning electronic DJ and production duo that has released hits with artists including Coldplay and Halsey?
The Chainsmokers.
Correct. Which 2012 cannabis culture single with a 9-word title by Willie Nelson features guest vocals by Snoop Dogg and Chris Christopherson?
I think I know this one. Pass.
Which classic 1959 hit by the Platters begins with the line, "They asked me how I knew my true love was true"?
Ooh. Pass.
Which legendary Motown artist sang with a backup band called The Miracles?
Is it Smokey Robinson?
It is. Which 20? Oh, you got 3. You got the first 3, actually. Smoke on the Water by Deep Purple, Smokey Robinson, and the Chainsmokers.
That's not a bad score.
Willie Nelson is Roll Me Up and Smoke Me When I Die. And the Platters, I love this one, Smoke Gets in Your Eyes. Let's bring Woods back in. Hang on the line, Josh. See if your score holds up. All right, he doesn't get the category. He gets the same 60 seconds, same 5 questions.
Just doing some calf raises out there.
Nice.
Yeah.
Working on
eventually wearing shorts out there in
someday.
public. All right, 60 seconds on the clock. Woods, your time begins when Paul plays the music. Good luck. Let's take on Josh.
Smoke on the Water, Deep Purple.
Correct. Which legendary Motown artist sang with a backup band called The Miracles?
Smokey Robinson.
Correct. Alex Paul and Drew Taggart form which Grammy-winning electronic DJ and production
The
duo?
Chainsmokers.
Correct. Which 2012 cannabis culture single with a 9-word title by Willie Nelson features guest vocals by Snoop Dogg and Chris Christopherson?
Pass.
Which classic 1959 hit by the Platters begins with the line, "They
Smoke in Your Eyes.
Correct. Smoke Gets in Your Eyes.
Smoke
Which
Gets in Your
2012 cannabis culture single with a 9-word title by Willie Nelson features guest vocals by Snoop Dogg and Chris Christopherson?
I don't know.
Okay.
Something Smoke.
Yes.
It is something Smoke.
Smoke your
9
taint.
words.
Smoke your taint, 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 taint.
Incorrect. I don't know, because you said smoke in your eyes, not smoke
gets
in your eyes, and it does matter because
3-3.
Josh got 3. I have to be be strict here. Let's call it a tie. Josh, congratulations.
Yeah, that's a qualification.
Put you into the drawing. Yeah, smoke gets in your eyes. You knew the song, but
roll me up and smoke me when I die.
Roll me up and smoke me when I die.
Okay.
Category smokestack on that one. And Josh, congratulations. Paulie will get your information. You have done enough to get into the drawing.
God, I know that song. Damn it. Threw me off.
It's a long title.
It is. When you said 9 words, I was like,
tough with a long title. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
I think that's definitely a qualification.
That was kind of a hint. Like maybe if you knew it was, I know that's a real long title.
Yeah, I just bricked on that one. But no, I think Smoke in Your Eyes is not the same as Smoke Gets in Your Eyes. I love that song.
I did too. I was just saying that. Ask me how I knew my true love was true. Yes. Sorry. All right. Jesse's coming up, though, so we got to keep rolling here.
All right, keep it moving.
We will talk to the voice of the Padres from Detroit coming up next after a check of traffic here on 97.3 The Fan.
But first, it's Woodsy. Let me tell you about QC Kinetics, total life-changing place. If you're listening right now and you woke up this morning, you're not feeling great, man, your joints and your knees, your pain, your back, your shoulders, any of those, go call them today. You'll get a free consultation when you do. They got a couple different locations, one in Torrey Hills, one in Hillcrest. Went in years ago for my wrists, got 5 treatments on each wrist, and my wrists are stronger than ever. Literally, like before, they're stronger now than they were before. I don't remember a time that they've been this strong. And to not have that constant pain in them, to not have to take things to dull that pain is great, and not have to get surgery. That's what it's all about at QC Kinetics. They're going to take good care of you. Make sure you're a candidate though, and call them today. You'll get a free consultation. Again, now's the best time to get started. You can reach them. You hear it all the time. 619-614-PAIN, Payne. They will take such good care of you. They are such great people. I've only been to the Torrey Hills location. I've not been to the Hillcrest one yet, but I got to tell you, man, top-notch customer service every step of the way. Love these guys. Love what they do. That's where I'll go. If I ever have joint pain again, QC Kinetics, once again, call them at 619-614-PAIN.
Hey players, things are about to get real here in San Diego. Introducing the all-new Hamul Casino Resort. With a 200-room hotel tower, exciting new eats and drinks, plenty of new places to play, and a luxe spa and salon. Hello, rooftop pool and deck. It's where players can play their hearts out and enjoy all the perks that come with it. It gets real this summer at the all-new Hamul Casino Resort, the players' place.
Going to be heading to Motown in just a moment.
Yeah, buddy.
Which I mentioned it earlier. This is a fun, well, I mean, Jesse can tell us whether it's a fun road trip or not, but it's different. They don't go to Houston and Detroit every year. This is kind of now an every other year thing. And to hit them both on the same trip, something unique and something we can talk about with the voice of the Padres, Jesse Agler. He's going to join us right after this check of traffic on 97.3 The Fan.
From the 855 Get Ross Traffic Center, protecting San Diego after accidents or injury, here's Kelly Danick.
Problems on a couple of our westbound freeways on the 8 before Fletcher Parkway, collision over the right shoulder, and westbound King Freeway is at it again. Another crash right before the 805, not showing if lanes are blocked. I'm Kelly Danick with Ben and Wood, San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
So is it a fun trip to go to cities that you don't get to visit every single year, Jesse? Good morning.
Good morning, guys. Yeah, I think so. This one's a little bit weird, right? Because we had the off day at the start in Houston and then the Sunday night game. So even though, that sounds fairly standard, you combine those two things and it felt like we were there for a month. And then on the flip side of that, you get to Detroit at 4:00 in the morning on Monday. And I guarantee you by the time we leave here tomorrow night, it'll feel like we were in Detroit for 30 seconds. So even though it was really only one more day in Houston, because of the timing of the arrival, yesterday's like a lost day. Like you sleep all morning and then it's kind of like, all right, you go to the game and then it's over and you're like, oh, that was a whole day. So it's like, it's from a timing standpoint, a little bit of a weird trip. So really got to have a lot of time in Houston and probably not very much time here in Detroit.
Yeah, I never really thought about that. Like we were at spring training, for 3 nights?
Yeah.
And it feels like a really long time. You occasionally will have a 4-game road series in a city that may have an off day to start it. So, that really is a long time to spend in another town.
Yeah, you get into sort of a rhythm in the baseball season with the travel. And so anything that's sort of like beyond the usual 3+ days starts to feel really, really long. And anything less than that feels really, really short. Like when we pop in somewhere and just have like a 2-game series and leave, it's like you barely have time to like look around the hotel room.
Yeah.
It's like a night game, a day game, and you're out of there. So it's definitely funny how one day makes a very big difference with this kind of stuff.
An off day in Houston for me would mean just more time to eat barbecue. Now, I've eaten barbecue with you in Arizona. Ben's recommendation, pretty good, but it doesn't compare to the barbecue in Houston. Were you able to sample any of the local wares down there?
You know what? I did not get any barbecue on the off day. So that's the other thing. And it's funny because I don't think most people probably think of it this way, but like there is no going out to dinner unless you have a day off or a random like day game where you don't travel afterwards,
Right.
Which almost never happens, right? So like the Yankees and the Blue Jays generally, I think at home play Saturday day games. So like, okay, that's an opportunity to actually go out to dinner in those places, but most teams don't. So like if you don't have a day off, you're not going out to dinner. You're eating at the ballpark and you're having, like a light lunch or whatever earlier in the day. So we did have the off day in Houston, but ended up doing some trivia at a bar with some of the guys who travel. So that was kind of like the one night out that we had on this trip. But
how'd you guys do?
We were fine until the end, and then not so great. But we were on a roll
I feel
until
like
it
Jesse
turned
would
into a
be
bunch.
I was just going to
God,
say,
I feel like I would want him on my team.
I'd pick him over just about anybody
Yeah,
in trivia
Me
night.
too.
Well, that's all well and good until like the whole last round is like pop culture and music, and then guess what?
Hello. Your old pal Woodsy is here to save you. Me and you,
Exactly.
dynamite team. Do you remember any of the questions that you missed?
No, absolutely not, because I never heard of any of the people. Like that's the thing. They're like, oh, this 1994 song featuring. Yeah, exactly. So
You could have used me. Just text me next time. I'll help you. Oh, no
No,
phone's
it's
allowed.
rules.
I know.
Come on.
There's ways around it.
No, there's not.
All
That's
right,
cheating.
That's fine. All right. I mean,
So how's your health? And Tony Gwynn Jr. and Dave Marcus, have
Yeah.
you been hit by the injury bug that seems to be going around the team?
Any hammies or anything we need to know about?
Honestly, no joke. Like I yanked my hamstring in Houston the other day, and I was like, "You got to be kidding!"
How'd you do it?
That's not right.
No, he's kidding.
Oh,
He's
no,
not
he's not kidding. No
kidding.
How'd you do it? Getting out of bed?
I was running. I was working out, and I like kind of felt it yank a little bit, and then like I just kind of ignored it for the first half a second, and then I was like, wait a minute, no, come on, it's fine. Like I don't have to go to the IL or anything, but like it's just sort of like it felt like a cruel joke almost. Like anything else would have been whatever. But yeah, so that happened the other day. I mean, it's one of these things that happens to most teams at some point in the year, but boy, does it feel kind of hot and heavy right now. And I guess I'd prefer it in April than later on in the season, but man, it's a lot. It's a lot, and it's asking a lot of the rest of this team to pick up, quite a bit of slack, obviously.
It sure is. And I'm talking to Jesse Agler here on Ben and Woods. I saw a great tweet from our buddy Tommy yesterday that said, man, you watch the guys go down, and then you watch Manny hit 2 balls hard off the inside of his foot. And that dude's not feeling great. I mean, when he's down on his ass going, all right, that's 2 right in the same spot. The guys that have to step up and post, and, Fernando's talked about Manny doing that before. Fernando's out there every single day. Xander, those guys, they have to be out there, Jesse, right now. And we're back to that spot that, remember when Bob Melvin couldn't give any of his regulars a day off because, well, they kept losing one and winning one, losing one and winning one. He had to stay with a consistent lineup. The top of the order, those guys are going to have to shoulder the load for a while until these guys get back.
And the good news is, right, those are all guys who are more than capable of doing that.
Yeah.
And look, we all know when Manny really gets hot, he stays hot. And it turns into one of those crazy get on my back kind of runs, the likes of which Fernando has really been on the entire season so far to this point. But I would argue with the sheer number of guys who are out right now, and in addition, like the guys themselves, who they are, that are out, it's going to take more, than the big guys at the top of the order. It's going to take like what we saw yesterday from Gavin Sheets, and I know they didn't win last night, but like you're going to need, on a pretty regular basis, I would imagine, unless you get one of those, Nick Pivetta 7 1/3 no runs kind of starts, you're going to need at least one of those quote unquote other guys to do kind of what Sheets did in yesterday's game. And, it might be him one night, it might be Iglesias another night, it might be Tirso one night, whatever. But, I think, generally, again, unless Manny and Fernando are both going on some crazy tear where you can't get them out, which is certainly within the realm of possibility, but they're going to need a little more. And look, we all spent so much time in spring training talking about the depth and how, wow, there's going to be guys who are big league caliber who don't make this roster on opening day.
That's right.
Now we're seeing some of those guys, and that depth is going to be tested.
Jesse, and certainly, big league ball players, they're used to dealing with the gut punches of injuries. They happen. They suck. It's a downer, but they tend to be good at moving on. Even when it's a season ender, they know, okay, well, guy's going to put in his rehab, and he'll be back at some point. But with the Luis Arraez injury, that was different. Now, that was a true scary moment. Now, he came back, in the clubhouse after the game, but what was it like there in Houston? And then you had to get on a flight without him to Detroit. Kind of paint the picture for us a little bit on how different that was from your run-of-the-mill baseball injury.
Very much so. I think from the obvious standpoint of what it looked like, I mean, it almost turned into a football situation, right? When, you see the backboard come out and they're stabilizing his neck. That's just not generally something you're going to see in baseball. I know we have before. I'm not suggesting it's the first time ever, but that's not a common thing you see. So very jarring from that standpoint. And then, I mean, the hush that overtook that stadium, it was eerie. And, there was definitely, I think, especially it was like, second batter of the game. To me, it was like the air just got sucked out of the whole place, including out of my own lungs. And, you're worried about him on a human level, and then you're kind of watching what's going on. And then just from like the Tony Jesse perspective, like the added craziness of we're on the radio. And so we need to be continually describing what we're seeing. And now you're basically doing play by play. And it felt gross, but necessary
injury.
Of like, right, the guy laying there. Okay. He's moving his hands. Manny's down on one knee. Fernando's walking around. There's Dubon, like all this stuff. And it almost felt a little bit icky, like having to describe it, but that's literally the job, of course. And so it was a really kind of scary one. And it, in similar but different, reminded me of when, Musgrove left the game against the Braves last October, where there was just this vibe shift in the building where like, all right, hey, it's fun. It's baseball Sunday night, 2 good teams. And then all of a sudden it was like, oh man, like it felt like there were just such bigger things going on. But look, that is the reality of professional sports. And these guys, they clicked back in really quickly after that, despite their concerns for their friend and their teammate. And, everybody else kind of had to do the same thing. But coming out of it, of course, pretty much it sounds like as close to a best case scenario as you can have from something like that. Hopefully he's, all fine with the concussion protocol, and it's just a week away for Luis Arraez. But look, yeah, there's no doubt that was not your run-of-the-mill, guy rolls his ankle or pulls up with a hamstring kind of situation. That was very, very different.
I had been so zen until yesterday, Jesse. I was so zen. I came in full doomer mode this morning, and I said, man, it's the first game I've let them affect my mood this year. Now, the start that they got off to, it's great. It's great. You stack some wins, certainly. And I think I just got hit by the reality of like, oh, cool. the heart and soul and heartbeat of the team is going to be out a week, and Jackson's still up in the air, and Crony. You saw the play yesterday. I texted the fellas too, and it was a tough hop on Iglesias, but I'm like, I don't know. I feel like Crony makes that play. I'm starting to a little bit of a white knuckle spiral, Jesse. Just a little.
I mean,
tiny.
It's the thing I would say, and look, it goes for when things are going really well and when things are not going as well right now, is that like they're 22 games in. What is it? You know what I mean? Like there is so much baseball still ahead. Like, it's April literally 22nd, right? Like, you know what I mean? So this is one of those things that, hopefully when all those guys are back in another few weeks, whatever it ends up being, you almost forget that they went through that stretch. And maybe it'll even be something where we look back and go, hey, man, remember all those injuries in April? And look at what their record was that month.
Yeah.
Hey, Fernando was the National League Player of the Month. Hey, Nick Pavetta's off to the great start, whatever. I mean, it's all stuff that's going to happen. And, I know that they haven't had a great road trip by any stretch of the imagination, but there are 2 games to go. They've been playing brilliantly at home, where they get back, on Friday to play Tampa Bay and the Giants. And I still, it sounds crazy because we're a few weeks into this thing, but like, I don't think we are yet at the point where like this season is really like on. Like obviously it started, but like we're not even into this groove yet. They played, one series against a division opponent. It's like we haven't even really hit our stride yet.
Yeah.
It is so early in this season.
Jesse, we're talking to Jesse Agler. He's in Detroit, and I don't think I did a great job explaining it earlier because I wasn't trying to be insulting to, the last guys on the roster. But every team has those last 3 or 4 guys, replacement level players, and you're not asking any of them to be stars. They need to step in, and hopefully, some of them come up with big hits here or there. But AJ didn't sign all those players because he thought they were all going to turn into stars. And I think already they've had 2 phenomenally good surprises. Gavin Sheets, we talked about that earlier. And I think Nick Pivetta, even though he got a big contract, he has outperformed what we've expected. You get to see him tonight again, and I'd imagine you're excited to do so. Give us your early thoughts on what Nick Pivetta has brought to this starting rotation.
I mean, huge, obviously, right, what he's brought. But you said outperforming expectations. I mean, I've seen what I thought I was going to see out of Nick Pivetta. And I think probably a lot of people in baseball operations feel the same way. The last couple of years, this group in the front office has been expert at finding that exact kind of guy. And then obviously working with Ruben and with Ben Fritz and everybody, in the front office to kind of, help mold that guy into the best version of himself. Like last year when Michael King was acquired in part of that Soto deal, I think everybody was like, all right, we'll see what we got, reliever, starter, what is it, blah, blah, blah. And I threw out there, maybe even on your guys' show once or twice, that like I felt that Michael King, and this wasn't my own original thought, this was based upon looking at numbers and talking to people and all that. Like he was at a very, very similar point in his career that Joe Musgrove was when the Padres acquired Joe, a guy that, had kind of had some experiences, had some ups and downs, had been used in a couple of different roles, but was now like ready to take off. Now, Pivetta obviously is a bit more advanced in his career than those guys, but like this is a guy who absolutely has some great stuff and, has just maybe not clicked all the way in yet. I mean, he's always been a guy, I think, whether in Philly or Boston, that everybody in baseball looked at as like, man, he's got great stuff. And that was that great comment that Musgrove made about him. I think it was Joe during spring training, where he said, I can't believe this guy's never had an ERA under 4 because like he's good. He's really good. He should have had better numbers than he did maybe. And so now you get him into this situation here, and it seems early on, and again, very early, that Nick is sort of, becoming that best version of himself. And there will come a point, guys, when we have to stop thinking of this as coincidence when all these guys come here and start doing that. This staff is incredible. They really are. And so you've got another guy now that's just off to a phenomenal start. And I'm not suggesting his ERA is going to stay in the ones all year. But I mean, this guy is a really, really good pitcher, and maybe just now, hitting his stride for real in the big leagues.
All right, Jesse, as so many things happen on this show, it sounds good in theory to make you throw in some drops, and you did great with the crumb bomb last week.
Yep.
But we realized that
we're out.
Most of our drops are kind of inappropriate in nature and probably not something you're going to want to actually incorporate into the
Ganja,
podcast. aka cannabis.
Right. They're
I
either
can't see Jesse saying
Pound Town. Right. They're usually of a sexual or a marijuana. Those are our
Loose
two.
cannabis.
Are you guys suggesting that you have used double entendres in my presence and I didn't realize it?
Oh,
Perhaps.
all the time. But
Yeah.
we've run out of like clean ones. Everything else is weed and sex.
So after 3 weeks.
3 weeks.
That's it. Yeah, we're done.
I mean, Paulie's just playing you some examples. There's no way you can say raw dog. You know what I mean? In a broadcast,
Even though that was really referring to just staring ahead,
Staring
on a
ahead at
flight
the screen, yeah.
at the screen.
Yeah.
But you're not
Right.
You're not gonna
Hooter
use that.
research. Hooter research would be a great one. I'd love to hear it, but it's not going to happen. Like,
Have you guys ever put together like a Ben and Woods dictionary on the website or
No,
anything
we
like
should.
that?
that's not a bad idea. We have
Sounds like a lot of extra work for me.
a lot of work
Appreciate
from-
that.
So
Jesse.
I went back to the well today.
Ben,
just
you're on that.
just back to the
Paulie could be
dictionary.
our lexicographer, which is not your word.
That's
today.
not your word. Your word today is
Impignorate.
impignorate. I'd never heard it before, but I like it.
Yeah.
What does it mean?
Impignorate is to pledge, pawn, or mortgage. Pledge, pawn, or mortgage something as security for a debt or a loan. It's a formal term.
Huh.
And while not as common as other words like pledge, it carries the same meaning of giving an asset as security. Impignorate.
Little contract
Right.
law.
Yeah,
on a
contract
Tuesday.
law. There you go. Very good.
All
Very,
right. Well,
very
there's a lot of
good.
contracts in baseball. Good luck, Jesse. Good luck to the Padres tonight. Safe travels, and we will see you next week when you get home.
Sounds good, guys. Thanks.
Thank you, buddy.
Jesse Agler, the voice of the Padres, the incorporator. He is going to try to not impregnate, Dominic.
That's what I
Impignate.
thought it was. You texted me and I looked at it. I was like,
Impignate.
impignate.
Hope they don't
Impignate.
impignate all over themselves tonight in the field. It doesn't work, but it kind of does.
So it's like putting something like at a pawn shop. You impignate
Yep.
your
guitar, your watch for some extra cash. Have you ever been to a pawn shop and pawned anything?
No.
All right, we got to get him to do that at some point. I want to watch you.
I don't think they have such things in the Las Vegas area.
Oh
so
no,
I'm
you'll
probably-
never find a
Won't
pawn
be able
shop
to
in
do that.
Vegas.
Will not be able to do that this weekend at all.
What would you pawn if you could?
Ooh, let's think about that. We'll
All
come
right.
back. We had a whole hour to muse on that one, and we'll get to Randall Report and more coming up. 60 minutes to go with Ben and Woods on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan. your pawning experience, Woods.
Yeah.
How exactly does it work? Because I
haven't done it in like 20 years.
All right, how did it work?
You take something in,
valuable.
You get some money.
Right. Obviously, you're not getting the full value.
Not even a smidge close to the full value.
And then you get a receipt.
Yeah.
And then
like a pawn slip.
Then how long do you have before they're allowed to sell it? Is there like a
it's
time
longer
frame?
than 30.
Is it?
Yeah, and you can pay down hey, let me get an extension. Maybe it's 30. I don't know. I never got that far.
You always would just go back
get it
and
back.
get it.
Yeah, because you'd be like,
Your
hey,
next payday.
we're going out tonight. I'd be like, I don't have any money.
You're just looking for a float until your next payday.
Yeah, it's just a
Google
float.
says you typically get 30 days.
30 days. But you can go in and extend it, pay 10% of it or whatever.
With the option to extend this period by paying interest or renewing the loan.
They want you to do that, by the way.
Right.
They want to keep juicing it. And then go back and pick it up.
Because you asked me, what would I pawn?
Yeah, what do you?
And if I was sure that I was going to get it back,
well, yeah. I mean, I never pawned anything I wasn't sure I was going to get back.
Okay, because I wouldn't want to pawn something I was afraid that, okay, but if I can't come up with the money, I'm going to lose this thing.
Right.
Because you can always just say, oh, well,
take it.
Just let it, just take it.
Yeah,
if
you didn't want
money,
it,
right?
Yeah.
You're off the hook, right?
Yeah.
That's you have impignorated your
correct
your property.
If I gave you, hey man, I want you to have this watch, and it sucks, you don't like the watch, but it's worth $1,000.
Now you'd probably sell it somewhere better than a pawn shop.
You could go online,
going online,
right,
and selling it if you really didn't want to get it back. So your intention is almost always to get it back. But those pawn shops that I've seen, at least on TV, are filled with all kinds of stuff.
Correct.
And I assume that's stuff that the owners never came back to claim, so then they're trying to sell it for a profit.
Well, anytime I watch Pawn Stars, 99% of the people, when they ask, oh, did you want to sell it or pawn it? They just want to sell it. They're done.
So
they're done
both
with it. They found it, or it's been collecting dust, and they're like, just get it out of here. They're not looking to get it back in 30 days.
Yeah, people always say, the Civil War pickle. I feel like that's more of an Antiques Roadshow thing than a pawn shop thing.
They're not going to give you
honestly,
for that.
Your Lakers championship ring would get pawned.
So that's what I was thinking, because I don't ever wear it. So I wouldn't miss it for a month. If I knew I was going to get it back, I go years without wearing that thing. I know exactly where it is.
What do you mean you go years without wearing it?
I just don't wear it in public. I have my Lakers championship ring from my grandfather.
Right.
But I don't wear it out. So I wouldn't.
No, you don't go years between. You've never worn it, right?
I've worn it twice.
Wait.
Like in your room.
Only when people ask me to bring it to work and wear it.
But you've never worn it out.
But I've never worn it.
Like I'm going out tonight. I'm going to put my Lakers championship.
I
mean, it's a good bit if you can do it.
But
it's a good bit.
So I know where it is, and it's precious.
Hi, I'm Kurt Rambis.
So I want to make sure I was getting it back. But I feel like all right, it's somewhere else for 30 days, and I'll just go get it later.
Yeah.
That would be fine.
Yeah, if you really ran up against it,
I don't have any idea really what it's worth.
I don't either.
So, that one again.
Look it up, Paulie.
Well,
what year
it always
is it?
changes. If it's
Kareem
Abdul-Jabbar's ring is going to cost.
It's going to be more than Team Doctor. But it's the same ring. It's just not. I don't think it's as valuable.
Does it have your grandfather's name on it?
It does.
Okay.
Yeah,
so this is the Team Doctor for the Lakers. His championship
1972.
ring. Wow, it's crazy.
I mean, I have no idea.
I wonder what it would. I mean, at a pawn shop, they're going to give you $100 for it.
And Adam says if you're serious about selling it, which I'm not, but he says a pawn shop isn't the place, like Heritage Auction or something like that. But I'm not planning on selling it.
I'm not kidding you. As a bit, you should take it in, see how much they'd be willing to give you. My guess, it won't be more than $100.
Wow.
Really? They'll ask you, hey, what are you looking for? You'll say $500 at a minimum. They're going to give you $100 for it.
And then they'd be laughing.
Oh my God, we just got this for $100.
Yeah.
No. And if you drop dead,
that'd be dumb. Yeah.
If you drop dead, if you leave the pawn store and get hit by a bus, they just got a Lakers championship ring for $100. Yeah. Oh, Orthodox Evans says his dad pawned his Gibson at SG while he was off at college. Yeah, man. Like, I'd be in college, you're broke in college, and you're like, hey, we're going out tonight. We're like, all right, let's take my guitar or whatever, and I'll get it back.
So I'm looking at the Pawn Stars, the show's website.
Yeah.
They have a 1981 Boston Celtics NBA championship ring that it just says it was given to a high-level executive.
All right, so similar to what I have.
$115,000. That was the first of their three that they won with Larry Bird.
Which year was it?
81.
Really?
Wow, yours is even older.
They have an 86 Celtics championship ring for a player just as player, that's only 66,000. So about half the price. So it's probably, I don't know why that would be. I would think even the lowest guy on the bench is still more valuable than like the assistant GM.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
That's wild.
I may have to rethink my strategy here.
If you knew you were
collecting dust,
if you knew you were sitting on 115 grand, that would.
All right, they have.
Your mom's about to text you. Do not
Don't
sell that ring.
I wasn't planning on it. I never even thought of it.
Here's a 1979. Oh, that's the LA Rams.
Tyler says Ben not coming back from vacation.
There's only one Lakers championship ring on their website, and it's 2000. Doesn't say player or executive, and it's $55,000.
I mean, you could be sitting on a
1972.
you could be sitting on a gold mine there. Where do you keep it?
Where specifically?
In a floor safe hidden under the ground.
My ass. Do you have it in a drawer? Get that thing in a safe. You didn't know it was worth it. All right, at a minimum, 50 grand, perhaps.
I had no idea.
Put it.
I mean, it's not one of those new ones that are encrusted
huge
with
and-
like 47 diamonds or anything. It's
Yeah.
not. It's not like a huge like jewelry item. It's more sentimental value, I thought.
I dragged my wife to the Pawn Stars location in Vegas a few years back, and they had like 3 2020 Dodgers championship rings.
3,
like just sitting there in a row behind the glass. And I
Who
go,
got rid
"Huh."
of theirs?
Didn't say.
Interesting.
I go, even they know that didn't count.
I'm seeing anywhere from $50 to 150,000. That's a wide range.
It is a wide range. I mean, so you don't want it.
I mean, I do want it. I'm not ever planning on wearing it. I didn't win it. I mean, it's not mine.
What is the point of having it?
Well, that's now what I'm thinking. Like, obviously, there's sentimental value. It makes me think of my grandfather
Yeah, of course.
fondly to have it.
But you have the video of his safe. That's the same thing. That's as sentimental.
Wow.
It'd be tough
you
to
know
sit
me,
on a
I'm
ring.
not a collector. I'm not
Correct.
a sentimental person. It doesn't mean I love my grandfather any less.
If you sell his ring, did he bequeath it to you?
Yeah, he gave each one of the like grandkids.
Everyone got
yeah,
one.
they got rings.
Does everyone still have theirs?
Yeah, I believe so. I don't know. I don't ask. It's don't talk about it.
Any guesses on just a quick search what the most expensive World Series championship ring at the Pawn Stars shop is?
Ooh, the most expensive.
It's got to be.
one?
Is it one of the Yankees?
Yeah, I would think like a '98 Yankees or a
It's within the last
Red Sox. First Red
15
Sox
years.
one.
Ooh, Cubs.
Oh, the Cubs.
The 2017 tainted Houston Astros.
Really?
There's a
Oh.
staff ring going for $65,000.
Man, Benny. See, those are the good ones, though. They got all the diamonds. They're huge. Yours is. I've seen it. It's it's like an old ring.
Yeah, there's nothing.
40-year-old ring.
Yeah, there's nothing. I mean, if you
And
took
the
it and melted it
2018
down, it wouldn't be worth
Yeah.
almost anything. But
The 2018 Red Sox World Series ring is actually more expensive. It's $78,000. It's a player's ring.
Man,
That's what gets me is the player's ring. Like
That's
a
tough.
player got it.
Winning a World Series ring and being like, I don't want this thing. I'm going to sell it to
Yeah.
a pawn shop. I mean, look, life gets hard sometimes, man. No question. And that's a nice thing to have. But if I were you, I'd put that in a safe place. Safer than in your drawer with your undies. You know? Put it in a safe or
I
something.
don't know which drawer I have it in.
You don't even know where it is.
It's hidden inside Delilah.
Okay, well, it's going to be tough to get it out. That was something else. You still have Delilah?
Of course.
Oh, all right. It's good to know.
Yes.
You could buy a Ferrari with that.
I don't want a Ferrari either.
Yeah, please hide it. Hide it. You never know.
Begging you.
It's
So-
hidden.
yeah.
I mean, it's hidden. It's not easy to find.
Sounds like it's in a drawer somewhere. So it's fairly easy to find. I guess unless there's a lock on it.
There's a lot of drawers.
I have a lot of drawers.
All right, I'm moving it.
Yeah, move it today before you leave.
I don't think it's worth. I honestly, I don't think it's worth that much. I don't.
You never know. You never know.
I'd be shocked if it wasn't worth at least $10,000.
Oh, at least.
At
At least
least
10
minimum.
grand. I'd say at a minimum, $10,000. A championship ring from the Los Angeles
I wouldn't
Lakers.
sell it for 10,000.
No.
I don't think you should.
I mean, when I heard
What's your bare
100,
minimum? Yeah, what's your bare minimum?
Certainly,
50?
I don't know. Yeah, if it was worth 50, I'd have to think about it. I guess. Yeah.
Nice to be sitting on.
I never really considered it though.
Nice to be sitting on $50,000 potentially. What's
It's
that like?
always nice,
Yeah. What's that like? That's interesting stuff. No, but yeah, you don't want to get to the point where you're having to pawn stuff for ever. Somebody in the chat goes, reminds me of my college days having to sell plasma. I'm like, oh yeah, did that too.
You did that too?
Oh yeah.
How much you get for that?
Like, what'd you get? $25,
It was like
$30?
$60 on your first one. I did when I lived in the dorms.
So bad.
I needed money. But it was money to go see Blink 182 and buy a longboard.
Yeah, exactly.
The walk from Zura dorms in San Diego State to like the nearest Ralph's was like 15-20 minute walk.
Yeah.
I'm like, this would be a hell of a lot easier on a longboard.
Yeah, 100%.
All I have to do
is give some plasma. You never had to do any of that, huh?
I did not.
Wow. You never wanted for food or anything in college?
No, I mean, I was on the meal plan.
He's the only kid in college who didn't eat outside of breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Pretty much.
Yeah. You're
El
amazing.
Carlos has a good idea. We could bring an appraiser in studio.
I feel like they're going to shortchange you, though.
Well, I'm not saying I'm going to sell it to them, but they could advertise their services by coming in and say, "Hey, I'm an appraiser, and if you need my services," and they come in and
we could bring in all of our
we
junk.
Could each bring something to get appraised by the appraiser.
I
find that fascinating, actually.
I do too, actually.
What would you bring?
I don't know. One of my guitars, maybe.
I'm trying to think of like what the most valuable thing I have is.
I'll bring the pickle too.
Bring the pickle.
Bring the pickle and the ring.
Let's find an appraiser. I think that'd be a good bid. Actually, bring us your ring. I'll get your ring today. We'll do it while you're off here, while you're in Vegas, and then we'll let you know how much it's worth. All right. Hey, by the way, I sold your grandfather's ring.
I don't trust you.
Here's your cut. Here's your cut.
Can you imagine?
I can't.
Ben comes back on Monday.
Here, it's
Where's the ring?
$25,000. Just shut up, man. Here's your money. You're really going to complain? Don't worry about what we got. We did all the legwork.
Need a middleman.
Yeah, you need a middleman. San Diego's concierge right here at your service. Whatever you need. I got you, buddy. Yeah, I think bring the pickle in, bring the ring in. Yeah, they don't just, this is a good point by Adam. You have to find an appraiser with expertise for each item. So a Civil War pickle appraiser is different than a ring appraiser.
Great.
Yeah, it's great.
Rick on Ponsters. I got a guy that specializes actually in Civil War pickles. Let me give him a call.
I'll give him a call.
Have him come down to the shop and check this out. You mind sitting around for a few minutes?
Yeah, no big deal.
Major announcement out of Petco Park, now official. We will share that with you. Coming up, we still have a Rondell report as well. All next after a check of traffic with Bennett Woods on 97.3 The Fan. I am heading out on vacation tomorrow, but I feel good that I can have a cheat day or two now, and I know that I can get right back on track. Thanks to SDFatLoss.com. I've kept the weight off long enough that I know it works for me, and I think it can work for you as well. Find out by setting up a free consultation at SDFatLoss.com and learn how their program works. It's exercise free, no drugs or injections, and you don't have to buy any meals or shakes or bars to get the weight off. You can lose up to 10 to 20% of your body weight in 60 days. That's up to a pound of fat per day, eating normal foods from the grocery store. And if you take advantage of their spring special right now with summer right around the corner and short season for most of us, if you're not Woods, you can get $200 off. So this is the time to lose the weight. Perfect time in San Diego to do so. Reset your metabolism and change your life. I did it. I lost 40 pounds in 60 days. You can do it as well. Tier 1s out there have lost thousands of pounds with SDFatLoss.com. Check it out today at SDFatLoss.com. Results may vary.
Hey players, things are about to get real here in San Diego. Introducing the all-new Hamul Casino Resort. With a 200-room hotel tower, exciting new eats and drinks, plenty of new places to play, and a luxe spa and salon. Hello, rooftop pool and deck. It's where players can play their hearts out and enjoy all the perks that come with it. It gets real this summer at the all-new Hamul Casino Resort, the players' place.
Well, what's I know there was some chatter on social media about it last night, but it is official now. Just got the release via the San Diego Padres that WWE, in partnership with the San Diego Padres and the San Diego Tourism Marketing District, today announced that Petco Park in San Diego, California, will become the first ever stadium to host Survivor Series on Saturday, November 29th. This marks the first WWE premium live event to be held in San Diego since 2008. And this is fresh off yesterday's WrestleMania, or this weekend's WrestleMania 41, that WWE has announced is the most successful, highest grossing event in the promotion's history. They drew 124,693 fans over 2 nights at Allegiant Stadium to see Seth Rollins defeat Roman Reigns and CM Punk in a triple threat match. And John Cena headlined the second night, beating undisputed WWE champion Cody Rhodes to win his record-breaking 17th World Championship.
What's the name of it? Survivor Series.
Survivor Series.
I feel like we're living that right now as Padres fans. So it's only fitting that it's at Petco Park.
But outdoor, they have not done it at a stadium. And
it's a good place to do it.
Based on the response in Las Vegas, I would imagine it'll end up being a major event this November after the baseball season for fans. You know, they keep Petco Park pretty busy in the off season. I mean, they'll have to do the whole wrestling around the links at Petco Park and and the holiday market is probably going to be, they're setting up that up.
It's going to be a lot for
all
them.
the things, they get the the scary, the Halloween stuff that they do.
That's about a month before
earlier, but big stuff for the people who are big WWE fans.
Yep. Okay. Yep. Look forward to that, Greg.
We're all not saying what we're thinking.
What's that?
That is that none of us are really WWE people.
Oh, we've
you watched it growing up.
Oh, loved it.
The part that I don't get is like the keeping of the stats, like John Cena with the 17th World Championship. Am I supposed to be impressed by that?
Yeah, absolutely.
I know John Cena is a hugely popular, successful figure.
Oh, here he goes.
But I mean, 17.
Yeah, you're going on vacation the next 3 days. I'm not, so I need our audience to stay here. Sorry, I love wrestling and all who support it.
I think
it's weird. Ben,
It's
can I
hard.
go to
How do you
Vegas with
compare? It's hard to compare eras. Like who really is the most successful WWE wrestler of all time?
It's for the entertainment value.
Well, I get
Benjamin,
that.
Julian
Yes,
says.
I get that. Then why are you keeping stats on it?
So you can say I'm the 17-time world champion.
Can you bet on? You can't bet on WWE, can you?
Oh, I don't know.
I mean, that would be very problematic, right?
It'd have to be.
Yeah, people like it. Have fun with it, guys.
No, as an entertainment product,
Yeah.
it's fine. No different than watching, Big Brother or whatever reality TV show, that you find entertaining. I don't get the stats. Like
the stats really bother you.
I don't know. The stats kind of bother me a little bit.
That's all right.
Like records.
I remember being a kid and watching I had a WrestleMania video that I would put in once a week and watch. It was Hogan, and I can't remember where they did it. Like maybe the Meadowlands or something, a huge stadium. It was just insane. And I loved it. I loved it when I was a kid. I had all the action figures. I grew up in Dallas, so I had the Sportatorium, the Von Erich family. Like it was a huge part of my youth. Huge part of my youth. And I got into college and I was like, I really didn't pay attention to much. I mean, I didn't see like movies and stuff when I was in college. I was just out all the time. So I kind of lost a lot of pop culture there for about 2 decades.
Making the point that actors keep stats like Oscar wins and stuff. Academy Award, 5-time Academy Award winning actor. And I mean, if they're truly the most popular wrestler, then I'd say like wrestler of
popularity.
They're the wrestler of the year or something.
Yeah, this is a fair comment. You watched the indoor golf league getting into simulators.
I did.
And loved it.
I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Same.
I felt like there was, I didn't feel like it was a scripted competition though.
No.
I mean, the team that won. Now, was it silly? Does it really determine who's the best golfer? Not really, but it did come down with a winner, the one who performed.
This comes down. You have a winner. John Cena just won.
Does sometimes they script it for one person to win and then it changes?
I have no idea.
I mean, like if John Cena just had a really bad night and he was supposed to win, would they change it and go, he's not performing that well, we're going to switch it and
I have no
someone
idea.
else is going to win?
I have no idea. I think it's predetermined.
That's why I think the stats are silly. I just feel like the outcome's already predetermined.
So Easter
like
must
the
have been,
Oscar outcome's not predetermined.
Easter must have been tough for you with the Easter bunny and whatnot. He didn't really hide the eggs.
I didn't keep stats.
I got 40 eggs hidden by the Easter bunny.
To be fair, I stopped watching wrestling when I stopped believing in the Easter bunny.
That's fair. The Easter bunny is very real, by the way. Very real.
I mean, I've seen bunnies all over the place.
Yep. The pain is real. Everything else is scripted. Yeah, I don't know if they do that. Oh, Seth Rollins tore his ACL. He had to relinquish the title. It's just cinema. It's a
that's a real ACL tear.
Yeah.
I am fascinated with the sheer physicality of it.
I will say, and like Juan says, wrestling's hotter than ever. I will say that I am beyond surprised at how big it is. It is so big, and not just kids. I mean, adults, like the whole thing. It is massive. So when you see a juggernaut like that, tip your cap, say that is incredible. But again, like I always say, it's more for you. I won't you. That's 3 less guys in there buying tickets.
I don't think less of you for enjoying, or not you, but just anyone who likes wrestling. I mean, absolutely. If you love wrestling,
the people are way into it.
Yeah, that's fine.
People also like Jelly Roll, and that's all right for them.
I had a buddy, my boy Jay, was out there both nights, WrestleMania.
Oh, yeah.
He was posting all the pictures.
Lost his mind.
Looked like he was having the greatest weekend of all time. I didn't realize it was on Peacock now. And which, if you have Peacock, I was able to watch it. So I flipped it on for a little bit, and I'm like watching these guys falling off, 10 feet through tables. And I said to my wife, I go, I know there's techniques on how to take a punch, how to make it look real, and all that.
I'm
like, how
stuff?
does that not hurt?
It does.
Has to hurt.
It does.
I think like with the actor comparison, if they told Julia Roberts, hey, we want you to come back and make this movie, and we promise you're going to win the Academy Award for it. You can't do that. I mean, the Academy Award, she has to actually turn in a great performance. They can't script an Academy Award win.
You have a hard time with the scripted part.
Well, I don't have a hard time with the scripted part at all.
You have a hard time that there's a winner and a loser.
I have a hard time that they actually keep track of the stats of a scripted performance.
Again, I'll say this. You're flying to Vegas, right?
Yes.
spend the $4.99 or whatever and watch The Wrestler. Mickey Rourke, tour de force performance. Incredible film. Incredible. And it will give you some insight as to how they do their thing. Pre-show, like, hey,
I have no doubt that there is an amazing craft to it.
You have to watch The Wrestler.
That part I am sure of.
You have to watch it.
The athleticism, the choreography.
What's it cost to buy The Wrestler on your iPhone?
I have no idea.
I'm gonna
my
give
flight's not long enough to watch.
So you can start. I'm going to give you $5. No, I'm going to give you $5.
$5.
I'm going to please watch The Wrestler. You will love it. I think you'll have a whole new appreciation.
Yeah. I don't not appreciate.
See, Julian says you guys have to try one event.
I've been. So I'm off
for the grand spectacle.
I'm off the hook. I've been to tons of wrestling.
You haven't been to one in 20 years.
40 years.
40 years.
So yeah.
Like,
but I'm good. I saw it.
See, I don't know that I'd feel weird like going to Survivor Series in November, because like that's one ticket that somebody else
doesn't
that
get.
really wants it doesn't get.
No.
But I've always thought, even though I don't watch it, I don't follow it anymore, I never went to Monday Night Raw growing up or anything like that. And I always thought it would be cool to see it, just see the lights and the noises and the guys flying through the air. It would be a fun spectacle to watch.
Well, now it's so popular.
Massive.
Like
we're in the minority.
It costs a fortune to go.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna shell out a fortune to go to something that I'm not really passionate about at this point.
You don't shell out a fortune for things that you are passionate about. You send an email to athletic directors asking for free tickets. So why would this stop you from doing that? Hello, Jacqueline. It's your old pal, Ben Higgins.
All right. If Adam said we got the suite, the Odyssey suite for Survivor Series.
100%.
All right, I'd go.
100%.
I'd definitely go and check it out.
Right.
No doubt about that.
Adam, if you can get on that.
I would do that in a heartbeat.
Fine. Adam, you've twisted my leg. I will accept a free night in the Odyssey suite for the Survivor Series.
I'd like to practice some wrestling moves on you to see how we do it.
Don't think that would be wise.
Like the arm twist. You know how
the arm bar.
Like
I don't want to. No,
stop.
No,
They do
got
like
a golf tournament.
They do like this.
You almost threw my back out. You really almost threw my back out.
I dislocated
I felt it going as you were pulling. I really did.
What if I dislocated his shoulder?
You were half a second away from ruining my trip.
He didn't let me. How about this?
You were
this
half a second away.
This one won't hurt.
Don't touch me.
Are you ready? Take your glasses off real quick. This is the old school. You ready? Now you have to grab my wrist. Ready? This is called the Iron Claw. Look at that. Look at that.
It does kind of hurt.
How fake is it now? How fake is wrestling now?
Said it was fake.
Look at him. He can barely talk.
Said it was fake.
He can barely even talk.
Goodbye, Norma Jean.
Look how messed up he is.
I'm dizzy now.
Yeah. Oh, can I do your head into the turnbuckle? Please, one time.
Hit him with a folding chair.
We're taking a break. We're getting to the Ronald Report. You've got something to talk about. And it's Ben and Woods on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
First, my friends.
Keep that $5 now.
Keep that $5. I want you to get it. Don't think that you can do WWE on Underdog, but you certainly can. Get after it with some basketball picks. The playoffs are, they are going full bore right now. Underdog, the best place to make picks during the basketball playoffs with their extender promo. So with the extender, you can play your way into increasingly bigger boost each round of the playoffs. I'm out of breath. Start a playoff series by using your game one boost. Continue boosting each subsequent game to unlock the next one. The longer the series, the bigger the boost. Underdog, a lot of fun when playing daily fantasy. Just choosing whether players will go higher or lower on their stats, like points, assists, rebounds, and more. If you get your picks correct, you can win up to 1,000 times your money. You could turn $1 into $1,000 just with your hoops knowledge.
There's your dollar. I just gave it
Thank
back
you
as
very
change
much.
because the wrestler's only $3.99.
Perfect.
So
You're going to
there you
love it. Download the Underdog app. Sign up with the promo code WOODS to unlock a special offer of up to $1,000 in bonus cash when you make your first deposit. That's promo code WOODS. Must be 18 and over, 19 and over in Alabama, Nebraska. Present in the state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms do apply. See assets.underdogfantasy/web/extend.html for details. Concerned with your play, call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit ncpgambling.org.
Hey players, things are about to get real here in San Diego. Introducing the all-new Jamul Casino Resort. With a 200-room hotel tower, exciting new eats and drinks, plenty of new places to play, and a luxe spa and salon. Hello, rooftop pool and deck. It's where players can play their hearts out and enjoy all the perks that come with it. It gets real this summer at the all-new Jamul Casino Resort, the players' place.
All right, we got another winner of the Elton John tickets.
Who was it, Paulie?
Brian.
Brian, congratulations.
Goodbye, Norma Jean.
Heard the sounder, called in.
And Brian was found in the nude.
Where Brian is fully clothed and now headed to Elton John.
I said Brian was found in the nude.
Same ballpark as the Survivor Series.
That's right.
Petco
Brian
Park.
had so much fun.
What'd you think of that Iron Claw? It hurt a little.
It hurts, yeah.
That's a Fritz Von Erich move.
Did it make them pass out, or what did they do?
Yeah, so it's funny we were talking about this because there was I was scrolling around Netflix looking for something to watch. And there's some 7-part documentary about like the dark side of Hollywood or something. And I scrolled to the very last one. It was about the Von Erich family. Now I've told you the story about the Von Erichs, the movie Iron Claw.
Yeah.
I didn't really like the movie that much. They literally left out an entire brother. They left out a bunch of stuff that they needed to address and they didn't. But having grown up in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, those guys were my heroes. Those were my Tony Gwynns, right? Like when I was a kid, I didn't have a dad. So like I watched wrestling with my grandmother. That was my Tony Gwynn when I was 5, 6, 7 years old, was Kerry Von Erich and Kevin Von Erich. And when all of the tragedy, befell them, suicides and drugs, and I mean, it was just insane. There's one brother left out of 5. It's crazy. One brother got electrocuted by grabbing onto an electric fence when he was 6. It's gnarly. Like the family is gone. It's the most cursed family of all time. But I'm watching the thing and they were talking about Fritz. Now he decided, Ben, he's like, I need a shtick. What's my shtick going to be? I'll be a Nazi. I'll just be Fritz Von Erich, the Nazi. So he would go around as like the Nazi. So he invented the Iron Claw. And they used to have he would have little sharp things that would make them bleed a little bit. So he would squeeze your head and blood would be trickling down the side. And it was really, I mean, you're talking about the 50s. Like this was really, really legit. So I watched that like 2 days ago. So that's why I knew how to give you that Iron Claw. Do you want to feel it again?
I'm surprised. So they actually would like make them bleed.
Yeah,
as
real
part of
blood.
the show.
Yeah, real blood. See, Adam said the movie was great. It wasn't a documentary. I disagree fully. I know it wasn't a documentary, but when you leave out an entire brother who also was stricken by tragedy, it's weird. Hey, we're the Von Erich family.
Like Moneyball, and that wasn't entirely accurate
either. I had held them to such a higher standard of like what I wanted to see from that movie. I thought the guys that did it did a great job.
You're somewhat being unfair about it.
I think I was. Yeah, and I admit that.
There's no Peter Brand in the Oakland A's organization.
Right, they mixed two
Paul
guys
DePodesta
together
and some other people all combined into a character. But we liked the movie and we enjoyed it.
But I didn't grow up as a Paul DePodesta fan. You know what I mean? I did grow up as a Von Erich fan. So had I grown up as Paul DePodesta fan, I would have been like, "Where's Paul DePodesta?"
Not many people did.
But it was interesting, man. It was interesting.
If you didn't win the Elton John tickets, remember we'll have more to give away the rest of the week. You can also go to Ticketmaster.com. It is May 9th, and proceeds from the show go toward cancer research in San Diego. It is Elton's only planned U.S. appearance this year. All right, let's check traffic, and then Paulie's got some Riddle Report headlines to wrap up the show next.
From the 855 Get Ross Traffic Center, protecting San Diego after accidents or injury, here's Kelly Danick.
What is up with westbound King Freeway this morning? Got a new crash near 25th Street. Couple cars involved there over the right shoulder. We also have an accident southbound 5 before Imperial, which a vehicle went up the embankment. Looks like you got lanes partially blocked there. Tow truck is rolling up to assist with that. That's South 5, just before Imperial. I'm Kelly Danick with Ben & Woods, San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
And get things started here with our today's edition of the Rindle Report.
Now tuned into the greatest.
Welcome to the Rindle Report with Paul Reindl.
Hi, Paul.
All right.
2 stories from the world of sports that we haven't gotten to yet.
We'll start off in Major League Baseball.
And 1 story that you didn't know you needed.
Are you laughing, biatch?
It's the Reindl Report
Hey, Paul, how you doing?
Okay, how are you?
on 97.3 The Fan.
Are you ready to bless the mood? I need some help, please.
That was good.
Can I get a yeah? Oh, yeah.
All right.
All right.
All right.
Good morning, gentlemen. How we doing?
Great. I'm looking at a screenshot of me giving Ben the iron claw that Jordan clipped, and it's so good. It's so good.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to do some clipping
Yes,
of that
for
whole
sure.
segment a little bit later on today.
He was shook by my iron claw. Did it hurt a little?
A little bit.
Little
Yeah.
bit,
no,
yeah.
I was- yeah.
You can see how effective it would
I
be.
was worried that whole segment you were going to injure me just in time for my vacation, which starts in now
20
16
minutes. I would
yeah.
have felt so bad had I pulled your shoulder out of socket like Fernando Tatis Jr.
Oh, can you imagine? He just can't play
He
golf.
can't play golf. That would have felt so
That would
bad.
actually, he would finally snap.
He would. He would have
might.
killed me with his
Yeah,
left
he
hand.
That would actually finally get
He
him.
beats me to death with his left
After
hand.
Scott beat you to death,
After
too,
Scott
because
beat
he's
me.
counting on me as well. So,
It's funny, but it's not funny.
Oh man.
Go ahead,
Ben and
Paulie.
Scott tag team.
Just beat me to death. Death match, cage match. That's Survivor
God.
Series.
All right, let's see. I want to start in the NFL. I always think these stories are fun. Cam Jurgens signed a 4-year, $68 million contract extension with the Philadelphia Eagles. And of course, he was asked, what's the first big purchase when you make a $68 million contract?
Got to be a new car.
Now,
Got to be.
His was extremely practical, unexpected.
Roth IRA.
Closer. Here's what he had to say.
Hey, Cam, congrats. Last year, Landon told us his big purchase was the mower when he got paid.
A
Do you
mower.
have anything in mind for yourself?
I haven't given it too much thought. I feel like I fly a lot, so I might look into this thing called like TSA pre-check. So like, that sounds like it's a good idea. I'm kind of tired of waiting in lines. I think I could afford that. So I don't know. I think I'm going to look into TSA pre-check next and see if I can get that done.
That's
feel
fantastic.
like I mean, obviously he didn't have a giant contract, but even on an NFL minimum salary, the $76.75 for 5 years was probably within his grasp before.
Imagine thinking he's
That
broke and he's like,
extension.
Jesus, I can finally afford pre-check. Like, buddy, it's
You can
$70.
afford a private jet, bud.
Yeah.
You don't need pre-check anymore.
He's like, he's been waiting. And just, no, I shouldn't do it yet. I'm not wealthy enough yet.
He's
Is
still
that
on
really
his
what it
previous
is?
contract? His wife's like, can we
That's
just
like
get
$70
pre-check once?
It's how much?
Like $70. I mean, it's not the cost.
It's filling out all the paperwork.
Yeah, and you have to go and like actually have an appointment.
Yeah, I failed mine.
set
I told you.
Make sure you're on the up and up.
I flunked mine when I did.
I will be using mine tomorrow.
You're lucky. I can't get it.
The TSA pre-check application fee is typically $78 with renewal costing $70.
Man, I'm going to reapply.
Good luck.
Thanks.
Probably worth it.
Probably.
I think if you fly more than once a year, it's worth it.
I need to get my next big contract, and then I'll do it.
4 years, $68 million.
That's right. That's right.
Extension from Odyssey.
Radio money.
All right. We will move on. So let's see. Benny is leaving us here in 15 minutes.
I was so happy he's already gone.
Well, I'm actually going to work still
bummer.
after this today, so I'm not quite gone.
You're going to be gone for the rest of the week on our show. Probably not going to get a ton of NBA coverage over the next 3 days. I did see
I'll
that.
give you some. I'll give you
Please
some.
keep everybody updated.
I did see some good news. Dame Lillard has been cleared to play tonight.
Correct.
He's been out for weeks, if not a
had
month.
the blood
clot
man.
issue and was on the blood thinners, but he got off the medication and they've cleared him to return just in time with the Bucks trailing the Pacers 1-0 in their series. That's 4:00 tonight. And then great game last night. Kawhi Leonard.
He went off last night, huh?
He made 15 of 19 shots, 39 points, season high. And the Clippers stole one on the road at Denver to even up that series.
That's awesome.
And now they'll be coming back home for the first ever playoff game at the Intuit Dome.
That's been
for
by
game
far
3.
the best series.
Oh, by
so
far, that's been the best series. And then pretty must-win game for the Lakers tonight after getting bodied in game 1. They are home for game 2 against the Timberwolves. If they go down 2-0 and then have to hit the road to Minnesota, all the laughing about how bad the Luka Doncic trade was, it's not a great trade for the Lakers if they flame out in the first round series here either.
I was just gonna say that's kind of important. And I saw yesterday, like, oh man, is this important to LeBron's legacy? You're giving a top player like Luka if you don't pull it off.
I'm wondering if this is a bad
the
matchup,
LeBron
though,
when you're 40, isn't your legacy
is
essentially
pretty much cemented if you're LeBron James? But yeah, you'd like to see them make it if they're down one game. I wouldn't be too worried.
LeBron could win
they could win the next 4.
He could win the next 3 or 4, and it would still be
correct.
Who's better?
Correct. And it's but when you add a Luka, you don't want to get bounced in the first round when you add Luka Doncic to your team.
No, and LeBron will be a year older. This is their last best chance for LeBron to win one. He's not getting any younger. So big game tonight for the Lakers.
That all you got for the rest of the NBA?
That's
it.
Okay,
Yeah,
that's good.
That's pretty much all I got. And then finally, now this story's a little bit visual, but I think the audio plays well as well. Now, did you guys see the viral video, the interview on the news going around over the last couple of days from Australia?
Did you see this, man?
It was a news segment.
No, this is going to get you. This is going to freak you out. I promise you I did not put anything under your tongue when I gave you the Iron Claw.
This is from 7 News, Queensland.
You're going to feel like you're on mushrooms.
Now, it was a very serious story.
Very.
There was a guy in a red Porsche who caused a deadly crash nearby, and he pulled out a gun, shot somebody in the arm, stole an SUV, got in another car wreck before cops finally got to him. And 2 sisters, Bridget, and Paula Powers were there. Their mom tried to help the guy. She didn't know he was the criminal,
the aggressor,
he had caused all of
perpetrator.
this.
Yeah,
and
she was just a good Samaritan trying to help out.
And this interview went viral because they are Bridget and Paula are identical twins.
Yep.
And they talk in unison. They know what the other is going to say.
Hey, strap in, man. I'm serious. This spun me out for the entire afternoon.
Witnesses are recounting some of the drama that unfolded on the Sunshine Coast this afternoon. 2 sisters have told how their mother and man raced to help when the carjacked SUV rolled on Steve Irwin Way, only to find the gun-wielding car thief emerging from the wreck. Here's some of what they had to say.
And one guy, he was up there with our mum, and he went up there, and he was coming back down towards us, and he goes, "Run! He's got a gun!"
Oh my God!
And our heart started to pound, and I said, "Oh, Mum, where's Mum?" And poor Mum was stuck up there, but apparently our brave Mum, she goes, "Are you all right?" Because he had all blood all over his face, and he goes, "I'll shoot you." She goes, "Hey, I'm here to help."
And Mum distracted him to make him look the other way, and he looked the other way, and Mum ran
into the bush behind the fence. And the guy goes to her, "I'll find you and I'll shoot you." All I was thinking about when we were running, I hope he doesn't fire. Yeah, we were so blessed.
How close to him do you think you were?
Well, see, he was up there, and we were parked out in our driveway. Yeah.
You don't think of
all of that at the time. No,
you just run
for your life.
safety.
Oh my
thoughts!
Lord.
I told you.
It was. I watched it 5 times.
That would be hard to do if you rehearsed it as a
as a skit.
But they were just being interviewed. Like he came up with a random question, and they started answering another one in unison, as though they've been asked it a million times in their lives. That is. I mean, I get it. They share genetics material. Don't do that one.
It's impossible. It's so trippy. God. I mean,
if I was, and I am sometimes the news interviewer, and I started that interview, I would turn around and run.
Be like, "Ow, is that my phone? I
gotta go. Breaking news somewhere else."
Bro, I'm telling you,
crazy.
I saw it yesterday. So, somebody tweeted, "Hey, you're not going to be prepared for what you see next." So I'm like, "All right, I'll try it." I watched it and I was like, I'm having a massive flashback right now.
And I know this is completely unfair. I'm also somewhat disturbed by the newscaster speaking with her Australian accent, which I know is just how she talks,
Right.
because that's how they talk. But I always feel like Australians are like putting on an Australian accent.
You think it's an act?
It's a bit.
On Steve Irwin way.
That felt like a bit too.
Steve Irwin way.
Every street in Australia just Steve Irwin
Here
way.
on Mick Dundee way. Here down on Paul Hogan Drive. Here we are on Michael Hutchins Boulevard. Just all the famous
Steve Irwin
Vegemite way.
Down on Vegemite Street.
Bindi Irwin Lane off Steve Irwin Way.
I did. Right when I saw it, I go, Steve Owen. And I go, oh no, Steve Irwin.
Irwin.
That's not a knife. I was dying, dude. I could
Cheers,
not,
mates.
I could not believe it. I mean, I watched it like 3 times and I thought to myself, do I even bother sending this to the fellas? Because it's so
Traffic is backed up on the Shrimp on the Bobby Highway.
Bro,
Oh my god.
but one clearly led the convo, and the other one was the one that jump in here and add it to this. I mean, but it's still there's one part where they're in.
She goes, "Are you all right?" Because he had all blood all over his face, and he goes, "I'll shoot you." She goes, "Hey, I'm here to help."
Incredible.
It's creepy. It's creepy. And they're in matching identical scrubs or something. Were they nurses? I have no idea.
Yes.
Oh, I'm so glad you played that, Paul.
I knew
I
you were
really
gonna kick
am.
out of that one.
You may need to pull out a drop or two.
Oh,
Run, he's got a gun.
Run, he's got a gun. I couldn't agree more. I could not
Goes,
agree.
"Hey, I'm here to help."
And Mum distracting him to make him look the other way.
I just
Purple said, did I have a stroke? What was that video? I know.
people in the chat like, Paulie, there's an echo.
I mean, it did feel like it felt like perhaps there was some sort of filter, like some sort of duplicating filter.
Think of it as an echo now. Play it again and think of it that there's an audio malfunction.
Gun. And our heart started to pound, and I said, "Oh, Mum, where's Mum?" And poor Mum was stuck up there, but apparently our brave Mum, she goes, "Are you all right?" Because he had all blood all over his face.
Do you think they talked afterwards and go, "Why did you keep this?
Why are you copying me?"
That would be such a great twist if one of them hates it when the other one doesn't. She's like, watch this.
Doing that.
I hate
We
when
can
you
talk
do
at
that.
times. We're different people.
Bro, I am tears streaming down my face. I'm sweating. Oh,
Well, see, he was up there.
See,
And
when you're at driveway, you don't think of all of that at the time.
it's so good, man. Oh, God.
They're not like conjoined twins, right?
They're separate. One of their husbands is like, will you shut up? God! I'm begging you.
Can you imagine?
You're always around here.
Christmas
You're sniffing
dinner
around.
at the table.
I can't. You separate them. You have to separate them this year. You have to separate them. I gotta go.
crap.
I am dead. I am
We all
fully
get
dead.
to go.
Have fun on your vacation.
Have fun,
dude.
Benny. Come back tomorrow. Short show, but you got Michael King on.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Definitely have fun with Michael. Say hello for me.
Sure will.
And I will be back on Monday. Everybody, appreciate you all. We will talk to you soon. Braden's up next for Paulie Reindl and Stephen Woods. I'm Ben Higgins. Have a great rest of your day. On San Diego's number one sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
So long, everybody.